Support WrestleTalk!
Be kind to each other in the comments.
It's WrestleMania week, baby! And we are kicking things off with night one of NXT TakeOver, Stand and Deliver. Hello, welcome to the WrestleTalk Podcast channel and our live coverage of NXT. We're doing NXT again, guys. We're doing takeovers. We've got NXT reviews coming back as of next week. Me and Tempest are going to be doing those on Wednesdays because NXT's moving to Tuesday. It's an exciting time. Hi, I'm Pete. This is Tempest.
Hi,
and
I'm
we're going to be
Tempest.
doing. Yes, you are. We're going to be doing the live coverage of the show. The pre-show is just starting. We are going to be watching on the network. I don't know how we're going to sync everything up with Peacock. Still doesn't have a pause button, I don't think. So it's going to be a whole process with all the viewers. But we'll figure it out. How are you doing on this fine evening, Tempest?
I'm a wee bit tired, but nothing that a good wrestling show won't fix. So I'm very much looking forward to that. I mean, NXT takeovers are always good. There's never been a bad takeover show. And even though this one is split up into 2 nights, I don't think that should really affect the quality of the show. And it's WrestleMania week, so there's all the more reason to be excited.
Absolutely. And it is a bloody amazing card that they've got lined up for these 2 nights. I cannot wait for both nights of this. I think either night could have match of the show across the 2 nights. That I was going to say match of the night, but it's across 2 nights. It doesn't work anymore. But yes, at the minute we've just got Sam Robertson people talking, so I'm not even really paying attention. But we do have a match on the pre-show for this takeover, which they don't normally do, but they do actually have one this time. We've got Toni Storm versus Zoe Stark, who's one of the new NXT recruits. So that will be, so the show, I believe it's an hour pre-show. So the actual main show starts in an hour, and we've got the one match beforehand. Tempest, I've got a question for you, buddy. What is the match that you're most looking forward to on either night, either on this night or tomorrow?
See that? Because there's a different answer depending on which night it is. For this night, I'm really looking forward to the triple threat tag match for the tag titles. Because it's Legado del Fantasma versus MSK versus the Grizzled Young Veterans for the vacant titles. And I mean, I didn't watch a ton of Impact when they were there, just because, pandemic, and then beforehand there's just, only so many hours in the week. But I've absolutely loved MSK. I don't know why I can't say MSK, but I'll try and get better at that. I've absolutely loved these guys since they debuted in NXT earlier this year. They won the Dusty Classic. I thought their match with the Grizzled Young Veterans earlier this year was one of the best matches I've seen all year. Definitely one of my favorites. And I have no real reason to think, oh my, hello there. You're
Why
not.
did you do that?
My hands are down here.
I wasn't here a bit.
This isn't SmackDown.
That was a shock. I was just on my phone. Hi, everyone. I am also here. I won't be doing the whole show. I'll just be popping in here and there because I'm covering the show on WrestleTalk.com. So there you go. And I'm feeling fabulous. Thank you to everyone, by the way, for all their lovely feedback on my music video earlier. It was very kind. But Pete's gone. So bye, Pete.
Yes, he has said that he is having some internet trouble, so he is going to try and reboot his router. In the meantime, we've got the interim Quizlemania Tag Team Champions here.
Crazy. By the way, I've never seen you look so lively before a live show, because normally we'd be doing the New Japan and you'll be sitting there like...
Well, see, this is the trouble, because I work for this company who has a bunch of people who have to watch WWE and AEW on a regular basis. And I watch AEW, but I don't typically watch most WWE shows. And then on the flip side, most people in the core group don't really watch the New Japan shows, especially as they happen. So if we could just switch our time zones so that when I'm watching New Japan, it's 10 in the morning. And when you're watching WWE, it's 8 p.m. as opposed to 1 a.m. I think everyone would be happier for it.
Yeah, it's currently midnight here, or just gone midnight. So the next few nights are going to be tough. Last couple of nights, I've tried to stay up later, just in a sort of training myself to do that. But yeah, I think when Monday comes around, I'm going to probably stay up tonight and tomorrow night. I won't stay up for SmackDown. I might stay up for a bit of SmackDown just to see what Andre's. I do like a battle royale, but I might just watch on Saturday. And then we've got both nights of WrestleMania to watch, and those will probably end at about 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock in the morning our time. So,
Boy, if you're lucky,
if we're lucky,
WrestleMania, brother.
They suggested that the each night is only going to be 3 hours long plus pre-show. So I will be very interested to see how that goes, because normally when they say it's going to be a 5-hour WrestleMania, they really mean sort of 6.5, 7 hours. Yeah. But we shall see.
It's kind of funny too, because one of the very first articles I ever wrote for WrestleTalk.com, this is dating back over 3 years ago now, was discussing whether or not WrestleMania should become a 2-night show, because this was right around the time that we had, WrestleMania 34 was just like an endless show. It just kept going and going and going. And a number of the shows since have been the same way. WrestleMania 35, I think everyone looks back on kind of fondly because there were a lot of good moments. But when it only finishes at like 12:30 a.m., that's just a major problem. So I will be interested to see whether WrestleMania being a 2-night show continues on after this, or if it's just a pandemic thing.
I was with some friends for WrestleMania 35 up in the north of England, and I remember we went to a bar to watch it, and there's something quite strange about walking home when it's light again, having been up all night and then sleeping for a bit. So I'm hoping these ones are shorter. But just a quick
Pete's back.
I'm back. Hello.
On what's happening on NXT? Nothing. There you go. Yep. And
Sam Roberts is still talking.
I cannot believe they've managed to get an hour out of this pre-show, honestly.
No. Yeah, sorry about that. My internet is being really, really bad. So I've just restarted my router and it doesn't seem to have fixed it. So it's going to be a fun stream, gang.
I mean, we can hear you well.
Yeah, no, it seems all right for now, but it's telling me I do have 1 bar of signal out of 3, which is how it was before, and then it started crapping itself. So I'm just waiting for it to start doing that again.
How quickly can you get to my house? Because my internet's fine.
If I start walking, maybe tomorrow.
Yeah? All right, well, you'll be here in time for night 2.
They're in time for night 2. Yeah. No, it makes sense.
By the way, just quickly, for my 2 pence on the situation, I'm most excited for Walter against Tommaso Ciampa, because I love Walter, and that's basically it.
Goodness me, yes. Big agree over here as well. Cannot wait for that match. Also, close second, Io versus Raquel Gonzalez, because I think it's going to be great.
I have to give a strong shout out to Kushida versus Pete Dunne as well. That could be the best match of the week.
Like, it's going to be technical, man.
Yeah, like this, and every match that I don't think there's a wrong answer. Like, if someone could quite easily make the argument for any match of this card to be like, well, this is the one I'm most looking forward to, be like, yeah, fair enough. Like, God, it's absolutely stacked this on both nights of this card.
Who have you got to win the matches tonight?
Is a very good question. I have got Walter to retain over Ciampa. I need to double check what the other matches are. I've got Raquel Gonzalez to beat Io. That much I do know. I have the Grizzled Young Vets to win the tag titles.
Ooh.
Because I think they're going to win and MSK will beat them for it down the line. That'll be their big crowning. I think it's going to be too early for MSK to win the tag titles. I think it's not too early. It wouldn't be bad if they won it by any means. I just think there's a good story there for them to organically still go for it. And because it's a triple threat, they don't have to take the pin or anything like that. There's definitely a workable story there. I also have Pete Dunne to beat Kushida. And what's the other match on this card?
The Gauntlet.
Very
The
similar
Gauntlet
prediction,
match.
Peter.
I believe I went for Bronson Reed just because I really like him.
He is cool. I think I've got Pete Dunne, GYV, LA Knight for the Gauntlet, just because he's entering last, and it was quite weird that he lost to Bronson Reed clean the other day. But I think just because he's coming in last, maybe I think it's either gonna be him or Dexter Lumis.
And he's new as well.
He is. I thought you said I'm new.
Yeah, you are.
I've got Walter, Raquel, and I think that's it, isn't it, for tonight?
Yeah,
And
sounds about right.
I guess Tony Storm's going to beat Zoe Stark because Zoe Stark's current gimmick is, she almost won.
Yeah.
Not sure that's the gimmick you want to have, but just for the sake of it,
I think it's quite good for a new star because it's at least she's not Aaliyah.
Yeah. Dusting Aaliyah off, get her out the closet. Dust the Aaliyah off and get to use her again. Yeah. Oh well. But yeah, thanks, Andy, for your glorious insight.
You're welcome.
We might get you back in a little bit, but we'll see because we don't know when the match is going to happen. But thanks, Andy. Good job of being FABULOUS.
You haven't told me if you liked it or yet, not Pete.
Oh yeah, that's because when you messaged me, I hadn't watched it, but I have now watched it, and it's quite something. I like how on both the punishments that you've done, you found a way to sing in the voice that you want to sing in, and not really embarrassingly in the way that it's supposed to. It's really cool how you just circumnavigate the actual punishment. It's really cool, man. Really appreciate it.
I'd make it my own. And people like it. Anyway, I shall see you later.
Catch you later, Datsun. Bye. God, thank God he's gone. I'm glad he's gone off the SmackDown reviews as well. Hate that guy.
Shut up, Pete.
Cheers, Andy.
But Pete, who is replacing Andy on the SmackDown podcast?
I don't know. I feel like it's someone I know and recognize. I feel like it's someone that's a valued member of the WrestleTalk team, a Quizzlemania fact checker. I feel like Quizzlemania tag team champion, Quizzlemania champion, former. Lots of really interesting positive points about this. Is it Louis? It's not Louis, is it?
No, Louis never held the tag championship. No, can't be Louis. He doesn't have the budding charisma and the excellent teamwork with both the current and former host of the SmackDown podcast. Who else could it possibly be, Chopper?
Wait, is it you, Tempest?
Oh, yes, sir, indeed. on our WrestleMania lead-in edition of SmackDown. That's right. I'm making my return to the program for the foreseeable future. You guys have got me watching a regular WWE program. Week to week.
It's going to be a great time. I genuinely can't wait for it. It should be grand. Also, before I forget, you can get in your Ultra Chats for this stream. WrestleTalk.com/support. You get in your Ultra Chats, and we'll make sure we get through every single one of them before the stream ends. We've got a couple that I'll just go through real quick now before we get in someone else to give their thoughts on the show. Bo Hill says Bayley not being at WrestleMania is insane. She carried the company through the pandemic and is one of the 4 best women on the roster. The fact that they have nothing for her at their biggest pay-per-view is ridiculous. Also, does Io lose and go to the main roster? Yeah.
I mean, you hit the nail right on the head with Bayley. Like, it is absolutely just baffling that they couldn't find anything for her to do at WrestleMania. Like, there are people who really want a match at WrestleMania. And to me right now, Bayley has kind of reached that next tier of WWE stars where it's like, you get to WrestleMania season, and even if you're like, if Randy Orton isn't in a title picture, there's going to be a Randy Orton match at WrestleMania because he's reached that level where he's a featured performer. I feel like Bayley has also reached that level where even though she's not in the title picture, she should absolutely have a match at WrestleMania.
Yeah, 100% agree. Yeah, she's one of the best women they have in the entirety of WWE, and I think her heel run has just proven how versatile she can be. And her and Sasha, we've said it enough times, have absolutely carried the Performance Center era of 2020 in WWE. So yeah, her not having a Mania match at all is kind of ridiculous. And I know I might get shouted at for this. I really hope she's got a Ding Dong Hello segment at WrestleMania, and I hope it's funny because she's really good at it.
See, I was just thinking, it's something. I had thought, I forgot for a moment that Hogan and Titus O'Neil are going to be hosting WrestleMania, because I figured Bayley hosting WrestleMania
that
makes sense. It would be like when the New Day hosted WrestleMania a few years ago, or when Alexa Bliss did it a couple years ago. Like, that's fun. Gives that extra person something to do on the card, even though they don't have a match. But still, I would prefer to see the match in general. Absolutely, yeah.
And also, AO losing and going to the main roster, I think so. Even if she sticks around in NXT for a little bit, maybe she has a rematch or something. I don't know. But she's on her way, I think, to the main roster before long.
I would agree. It's time for her to lose the title either way. Like, she's been champion, and it's been a good run. She's had good matches and everything. But I mean, I think Raquel is definitely the person to beat her.
100%, yeah. Dust101 says, if given the chance, I believe Walter and Ciampa could have a match of the same quality as Walter versus Dragunov. Do you think backstage would let them repeat that type of match? I don't think they should try to repeat Walter Dragunov. I don't think they should have the same match again, because it kind of diminishes what that match is. So they should have their own match. It's probably going to be great because it's Walter and Ciampa, but I don't think it should just be, well, is this going to be Walter Dragunov 2? Because it should be Walter versus Ciampa 1.
Yeah, I mean, that's a very good way to look at it. Walter has a very specific style that makes him completely unique to basically anyone else in wrestling in general, let alone just WWE. But when you look at his really memorable matches over the last 2 years or so, they've all been different. His match with Pete Dunne at TakeOver New York was completely different from his match with Tyler Bate, which has been completely different from his match with Ilya Dragunov. And I have every reason to believe that his match tonight with Tommaso Ciampa is going to be completely different again. So I get what he's saying, that it's going to be a lot more or he, she, I don't know, they, I don't know, Duffs, yeah. It could very well be the hard, rough, put your dukes up match of the night. And I think it probably will be as well, but not necessarily they're just gonna beat the hell out of each other move for move like Dragunov did.
Yeah, exactly. The Jam 1 Bold Ollie said, bold prediction, Cole will lose and move up to the main roster. If he goes to Raw, he'll feud with Drew. If he goes to SmackDown, he'll feud with Bryan. That is a bold prediction that he's going to feud with Drew and Bryan.
I gotta say real quick, you missed a golden opportunity to say bald prediction. That you're the Jam 1 Bald Ollie.
That's very good. Yeah. Tempest nailed it on that one. I can see Cole losing. In fact, I've predicted Cole to win over Cole. I don't know if that means he's going to go straight up to the main roster, though. I feel like there's still some legs in him in NXT. I feel like there's still a lot of things for him to do, people to feud with, because the thing is, when you talk about NXT, there's not many people that I feel like can stick around in NXT for ages and still feel relevant. And I think Adam Cole is one of those people. And I feel like Ciampa is kind of coming into the sunset era of his time in NXT. A lot of his stuff feels a little bit nowhere near as impactful as his stuff with Gargano. Pretty much anything since then has just been ooh, this isn't as good as anything else. Whereas Adam Cole, I feel can make another feud feel just as impactful. We've seen it, with his stuff against Finn Balor and this whole stuff with Kyle O'Reilly. I still feel like there's some people that he can mess it up with. But if they do want to call him up, I don't think he's going to feud with Drew or Bryan. I think he's probably going to feud with Sheamus, as a guess.
There's a large ruckus going on outside of my my window, so give me 1 quick second and I will try and fix that problem.
Have fun, Tempest. Well, while you're doing that, we'll get to some more Ultra Chats in a little bit, but while Tempest is away doing that, well, Tempest is already back, but that's fine. Yep. We're gonna go ahead and get someone else. We're gonna go ahead and get someone else in here who's got some thoughts on the show. It's none other. WrestleTalk.com and Wrestling Daily's own Louis Dangle. Hey, Louis. Bye, Louis.
Bye, Louis.
Andy, stop doing that. Thanks, mate. Hi, Louis.
That was mean. Hi, guys.
Louis,
How are you?
how much did you hear before we brought you on?
So,
Talking about SmackDown hosts and whatnot. Your name may have come up.
Yeah, your name
So,
did come
yes.
up a little bit.
I was so I clicked on the live reactions on YouTube to watch them,
Mm-hmm.
and the first thing I heard was like, "You're like, it's not Louis," and I'm like, "What? What have I done?" So I was very confused. Can someone please explain why my name was brought up?
We were having a guess as to who was going to be replacing Andy on the SmackDown reviews, and we just couldn't figure out who it was. So we guessed you.
But it's not me.
It's not you. That's correct.
a shame. That's a
Yeah.
shame.
Yeah. Sorry.
That's
I know
a
you've
shame.
been pitching to try and get on screen more. But
I'm not on
unfortunately,
screen
no.
enough. I'm not on
Yeah, I know.
screen enough. I don't have my own show.
You're never satisfied, Louis, is what you're trying to
No.
say.
No. It's gonna unless it's Louis Dangle's Wrestling Daily, I will never be satisfied.
Of course, yeah.
Wow.
But what
and
I
Shooting
was
on your
surprised-
father.
I was
Yeah.
surprised that Tempest didn't ask for this show off, considering what Andrade has just tweeted.
Mm-hmm.
Have we discussed this?
We haven't discussed it on stream. Me and Tempest discussed it briefly before we went live. But also, yeah, I'll just get this in now. We are going to be streaming at the same time that Dynamite is on. And I know that everyone in the chat is going to be telling us about everything that happens on Dynamite. We're watching TakeOver, guys. Just gonna say it now. We're watching TakeOver. I don't want to know about stuff that happens on Dynamite.
If CM Punk turns up.
If CM
You
Punk
don't
turns
want
up or Andrade turns up or something massive happens, I understand people want to talk about it. But saying that there's a match between whoever, the Butcher's in action, but guys, we're watching TakeOver. Anyway, let's talk about Andrade's tweet. Go ahead.
Yeah, he
What did
tweeted
he
a
say?
Jaguar. Well, he tweeted
Yeah, he
a
did.
Jaguar, which is obviously people have put two and two together and have suggested that he might be appearing on Dynamite. That may have been a bit of a tease. Obviously, the Jacksonville Jaguars is the team that Tony Khan owns in the shoot the ball through the hoop. Basketball? Baseball?
No.
American football. I know. American football. I was doing I don't understand the American sports bit, even though I do.
Unfortunately,
yeah.
you did it too well. So
I did. It was too
Yeah.
convincing.
When
Yeah.
you work with you for the last 2 years, everything kind of becomes a little bit blurred about what's a work and what's not, and what you actually know about and what you don't.
I always shoot. You should know that. I'm always shooting. Never a joke. Always shooting. But yeah, I'm looking forward to TakeOver. Ciampa and Walter.
Ciampa Walter, is that your most anticipated match for tonight?
Yes, I think so. Also, Kushida Pete Dunne, I think, is going to be a bit of a dark horse. I think because the build or lack thereof, it's just happening. But any chance I get to see those two wrestle, I don't think I'll complain.
No, exactly.
But I'm kind of so when I was doing my predictions earlier today, the poll hasn't shut yet, has it? The page hasn't shut.
Pretty sure it has.
Oh, I was going to do a last minute plug for people to get in their predictions, but that's
a
too
shame.
late.
I believe it shot about an hour ago.
Do it for WrestleMania.
Hour and a half.
People. So I was
Yeah.
I don't know who's going to win between Kushida and Pete Dunne, because I think they both need a win
Yeah.
on TakeOver. To be honest, I think Kushida. I know this Tempest's. This is Tempest's big thing with NXT. His boy, his little time traveler Kushida, how he's done nothing. He's done nothing. So he
Sweet
needs a
FA.
win, but Pete Dunne seems to lose all of his big matches in NXT. So he needs a win as well. So who have you guys got for that match? I'm confused.
I've got
went with
Pete
Pete
Dunne
Dunne.
because it's Pete Dunne in NXT, isn't it? So
Yeah. Kushida doesn't win matches in
She
NXT.
didn't have matches in NXT.
and the thing is, I feel like a lot of Kushida's stories that he's had for matches that he has had have been like, oh, Kushida, been here a long time, not really done much. Maybe this is his time. And then he loses. And it's like, so what? So what's Kushida actually doing then? And then the next time he has a story, they're like, oh, he's been here a long time, not really done much. Maybe this is his time. And then he loses. I feel like it's going to be this again. Dan's going to win.
I think
reckon.
you're right. I do think I'm happy he's getting a takeover match though. That should be nice. Should be nice.
And it's against Pete Dunne, so you can't complain about that.
It's against Pete Dunne. Yeah. Otherwise, Raquel Gonzalez, I think, is winning. Hope so.
100%.
And I know you were talking for Bayley. I thought something that could be cool. Bayley has an open challenge at WrestleMania, answered by Io Shirai. That could be pretty cool.
That's fun.
Yeah. That could be like an excuse for WWE not announcing a match ahead of time. Yeah. And then, but I don't know if you guys saw the WrestleVotes tweet earlier in the week. They said that the original plan was going to, instead of the tag team turmoil, to do a battle royal, where like the two winners go in. And for me, that would have been Bayley and Charlotte Flair. That's like a way to get them on the card, have them. It just seems like the sort of thing they would do, no?
Sure. Yeah.
I mean, it's very reminiscent of Charlotte coming back and teaming with Asuka for no reason immediately. But I mean,
they're best friends.
Yeah, that sounds like something that WWE would do.
At least this makes somewhat more sense because they're in the Four Horsewomen. At least we have seen a semblance of a relationship beforehand, as opposed to Asuka, where you're like, they're best friends now. Like, and you're like, they're not though. Like, they're really not best friends.
Speaking of best friends, someone pointed out to me in the when I was talking about SmackDown this past week and how all the women's tag teams are all the same because none of them have any character. They look slightly different, and that's about it. Someone, I can't remember who it was. I think it's either someone in the comments or it might have been Andy. I can't remember.
Was
who
a
said
pun
that, like,
featured? If it's a pun,
it wasn't a pun. But it was.
Then it probably wasn't Andy.
It all boils down to the fact that they're all friends. That's what all the teams are. Yeah. It's like Ruby Riott and Liv Morgan. Oh, they're friends. Natalia and Tamina. Guess what? They're friends. That was Andy. I believe he. I can't even remember whether he said it on air or not. But it was a good point. And that's why all of them feel the same. It's because they are. Because they're all just like, well, they're best friends, so they're a team. Except for when they're not best friends, like Peyton Royce and Billie Kay. Even though they are best friends, they're like, no, we'll split them up.
Yeah, I mean, that's
WWE booking though. Like every storyline involving the women's division over the last like 2 years, it's just been like, oh, they're friends. Oh, but they're not friends now. They're going to be catty. Oh, friendship, team friendship. Hire women's writers.
Yeah,
desperately. I don't know. Andrea Listenberger, one of the female writers, she was responsible for the Otis and Mandy Rose storyline. It was reported that she'd left WWE like last month. And when you think about it, you think WWE really needs more female writers. Like, so we on Wrestling Daily, if people haven't seen, we have like a call-in feature, which is quite cool. And one of the first callers was an African American girl who said that Bianca Belair and Sasha Banks for her was such a big deal. And you think about how WWE has butchered that feud. And then as soon as we get rid of Reginald from that feud, he goes over and the women's tag team champions, they go over to Raw and they feud and they have a match with Rhea and Asuka. And it's like, can you not just separate the women's tag team championship and the singles women's championship? They do not have to be linked. They do not have to all be intertwined. It's almost like they shouldn't have introduced the women's tag team championships.
Yeah. I mean, they could, if they actually wanted to treat it properly. And, you know, because they have enough women now that are actually, like, good wrestlers. And they had, you know, teams before they split them up, like the Iconics, who are designed to be women's tag team champions. But no, let's split them up. If they wanted to do it properly, they could. They're choosing not to, and that's the problem, really.
I mean, the Iconics was for me up there with the Fiend and Bray Wyatt as being the Fiend and Goldberg as being one of the worst booking decisions last year. Just splitting them up, and then a couple of months later having them in different tag teams just didn't make sense.
Yeah,
but it looks like
Heavy Machinery were a tag team. Remember Tucker?
No.
Remember Tucker and Otis?
I was about to say, you remember when Tucker turned on Otis?
Tucker's on SmackDown this week. He's in the Giant Memorial Battle Royal.
Oh, great.
Are we live streaming that? That should be live streamed. Tucker's return. Not SmackDown. Just Tucker's entrance.
Just the entrance. Oh, we're about to get into a match between Toni Storm and Zoe Stark. So we'll see you later, Louis.
Enjoy the show, guys. I'm sure I might pop in sporadically.
Yeah.
But,
Thank you very much, Louis.
Have a
And
good time.
Yeah, I'm sure we will. Catch you later, buddy. Bye, pal.
Bye, Danger.
So we have a match here. We can't. We're struggling to do a sync here because a timing sync here. Toni Storm is just making her entrance currently. She's just taken off her sunglasses. If there comes up with like a timer or something, we'll do a countdown just so we can sync. But I don't know how well you guys are actually going to be able to because Peacock doesn't have a pause button. So if you're watching on something else, you can maybe sync.
At the very least, you and I can sync, Pete.
That's the most important bit. So we're reacting at the same time.
Yes.
But yes, it's Toni Storm versus new NXT signee Zoe Stark, who was brought in, I believe, for the Dusty Classic, the Women's Dusty Classic.
Man, because I had to cover a number of the NXT shows for the WrestleTalk website, and you look through the bracket for the Women's Dusty Classic, and half of the teams were thrown together.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Person A and person B, you've never seen them team on TV before, but here they are in this tournament to determine like the best women team in NXT. I don't get it. I don't get it when they do it with the men either, because they've done that a number of times where, you know, the first or second year NXT was loaded with tag teams, and that was like their big focus was, you know, DIY, the Revival, etc., etc. But then when they try and do it like in recent years, especially this year, where it's like, oh yeah, these two teams that just exist, I guess now.
Yeah.
Let's see which of them is the best tag team in NXT. Wink.
Yeah. I mean, the Dusty Classic's always been a bit weird. Like the first one was won by Samoa Joe and Finn Balor, which is just like, those are two people. And obviously that led into a feud between the two down the line. But like, even so, it's a bit weird, that one. There is no timer on the screen, but currently they're just getting into a lockup and have been pushed into the corner, and they're still going.
Okay.
Where are you at, Tempest? What's happening?
They're grappling in the middle of the ring. Toni Storm has a head scissors on Zoe Stark.
Oh, I feel like you are way ahead of me because now they're grappling in the middle of the ring. Zoe Stark has a headlock on Toni Storm.
Okay. Yeah, this is going to be difficult to try and sync.
With no timer on the screen.
Timer. Hopefully, we get one.
Takedown. That would be nice, wouldn't it? You genuinely might be like a whole minute or something ahead of me. There's the head scissors that you were talking about from Toni Storm.
Yeah.
So,
I'm kind of like
the pause.
Buffer. All right.
And I'll pause while I don't know.
Okay, there we go. Zoe Stark has Toni Storm in like an arm bar, like a wrist lock arm bar.
Are you paused on that?
I'm paused. Yeah, I'm waiting for you.
I'll tell you when. Okay, Toni Storm's countering that as an arm. Toni Storm's got a headlock.
Yep.
God, this is riveting content for everyone watching this. By the way, Toni Storm countered in the hair, gets a headlock. God, this is taking ages. So we start counters into like a wrist lock. There we go. Down to the mat. Toni Storm's flat now. We good? We in time?
I think you might be like a second ahead of me, but that's fine.
That's all right. Cool.
Whoa.
Now we can actually just talk now without having to just constantly commentate about every single thing that's happening. I really like Toni Storm. I think she's great. Yeah.
I mean, I was kind of like baffled at how they really didn't do much with her after she won the Mae Young Classic. Like she won the NXT UK women's title, but it is NXT UK. And like, while I do think that she should have won that title, since coming over to NXT, like she just hasn't really done anything. And it's her arrival and Ember Moon's arrival at the same time is part of NXT's like weird booking going on right now, where I just feel like there isn't very much direction with some of their stories. Like they just brought those two back and everyone was super excited to see Ember Moon, but what has Ember Moon done?
NXT women's tag titles.
Yeah. Those belts.
Also, that was a really cool springboard dropkick that Zoe Stark did.
Yeah, they've been pushing Zoe a lot lately. You know, it's a real stark difference from how she used to be pushed.
Hate that. Thanks, Tempest. Hate all of that. You know, I thought I got enough of Andy puns on the SmackDown review. Thought we were going to get rid of them.
You got to phase them out slowly. It's like he takes over. He takes over my consciousness just to spew puns.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Tony's storming back.
I agree with Callum Mann in the chat that just said, hate that.
Yep.
Yep.
It's okay. No one's supposed to like puns.
That's true. In fairness, yeah. You're not wrong.
You know, Tony, like, going back to Tony Storm, like, she is one of the people that I'm kind of surprised hasn't been called up to the main roster.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like,
Yeah.
they're not dying for bodies on the main roster, but the pandemic has kind of made things a lot more difficult because I think they could have used a lot of help last year when both Becky Lynch and Charlotte Flair disappeared around the same time for extended periods. And Tony Storm would have been like a perfect person to just slot into one of those roles. But of course, the pandemic keeping her out of the country didn't help with matters.
Yeah.
So I'd like to think that they brought her back to NXT with an idea of trying to do something, but they haven't really done anything. So why not just push her and bring her up to the main roster to hopefully fill out, hey, have her face Bayley. That'd be a good match. Why not?
Do that. I mean, chances are she'd probably form a tag team with Carmella or something. But, you know.
She would too.
Yeah, she would.
She would.
She really
They're both
would.
blonde.
Yeah. Completely different gimmicks. Doesn't matter. They'll just make their entrances separately but together. And then they'll be like, look, they're best friends.
I hate it.
Yeah.
I hate it. I really do hate it. You know, one thing that I do like, though, about Tony Storm is I don't think she has a name that can be shortened just to one name.
Tony. It's Tony time. It's
you
even
think
her
they would just go
catchphrase.
with just Tony?
Have you listened to any of the Divas names ever? John Laurinaitis is back in power. You never know.
That's a good point. I don't know. I don't think that they would have a women's wrestler just named Tony. I could be wrong. I'm very scared that I could be wrong.
Yeah.
But I would like to think that I'm right.
They've had Ashley, Caitlyn.
Yeah.
You know,
Yep.
there's a few one-worders in there.
Layla.
Yeah. Melina.
Yep. Former Quizlemania champion Melina.
Former Quizlemania champion Melina. Our best friend.
Yep.
It's a big superplex.
Really Sable. Sunny.
Yeah.
Tori, but not that Tori.
Yeah. See, they could totally have Tony. It's only one letter away from Tori.
Yeah, it being one letter away from
Lita.
Tori has kind of Lita.
Lana.
Yeah. Oh my God, there really are so many of them. Jesus.
Yeah, there's lots. Also, Charlotte before she was Charlotte Flair because she was just Charlotte for a while.
It's
Bayley.
not very often that you get a name back. They don't often give you a name.
She's a Flair though. Special circumstances, you know.
Yeah. We've got for what's going on in the match, we've got a slug. Oh my goodness. Zoe Stark is laying into Tony Storm.
Oof. Kick to the knee. Ouch.
Very good stuff.
Ooh. She went for a massive punt and Tony was just like, no.
When you kick so hard, you leave your feet.
Yeah. Naomi. Cameron.
Yeah.
Oh, that was a great German.
I hate to be that guy, but I don't think that qualifies as a German suplex. It's more of a half and half suplex.
You know what? Shut up. I glanced at it and I saw that it was vaguely that sort of move. Okay.
A vaguely German suplex.
Yeah.
German
That's what they call
adjacent.
it. That's the technical term for it. It's a Belgian suplex. It's a German adjacent.
Yeah. Oh goodness. All of all of the 2 people in our private chat, that being Andy and Louie, are just bombarding us with names of women's wrestlers that only have one name. Of course, we've got Tamina as well, Natalia, Paige.
Yeah. Oh,
I see the regular chat has Jazz. Great chat.
Mhm.
Jacqueline is another one.
Yeah. Oh, good kick out. Ivory.
Yeah. China. Can't forget about China.
God, there's so many.
There are so many. Why do they hate having women with last names?
Yeah.
How has Peyton not just become Peyton at this point?
Yeah, I know. Oh, that was a great little super kick.
You know, for a match that, like, you can definitely tell that they see something in Zoe Stark.
100%.
Like, this isn't just...
It's a great match.
Yeah. I mean, this match has been really, really good. You know, when you consider that this could very easily be a match that doesn't have like a lot of heat or anything, because you have one person who's kind of an established star and one person who isn't, but they're going like, you know,
that was a German
sprint in this one.
That was a German. That one.
That was good job, Pete.
There's another one.
I'm going to teach you. I'm going to teach you suplex types.
Asuka. That's a one.
Asuka's a good one. Adam Pearson coming in with the WCW and TNA reference.
Counted it.
With
Can you get the roll up?
Oh my goodness.
Zoe Stark just won with a roll up.
How about that?
Well,
I guess they really do see something in Zoe Stark.
Yeah, they really do. They're pushing it. That was quite cool.
Right on. I like it. Maybe that means that Toni Storm is on her way out.
Yeah, maybe.
You know,
that'd be anticlimactic if it was just losing on the free show to Zoe Stark. Like, cheers for your time in NXT. Off you go.
Yeah.
Okay, that was interesting. That was quite cool. Like that
Fun match.
Also, I feel like I'm a good few seconds in front of you because I reacted to that long before you did.
Yes.
So I'm gonna pause for a few.
Yeah, I think if you just like hit pause for 2 or 3 seconds, I think we should be good. Right. Yeah.
MSK getting interviewed.
Very good stuff. I don't know if I managed to get it out before Andy popped in and you disappeared, but I have picked MSK to win the NXT tag team titles. And I'm a very big fan of what they've done so far. Yeah, it was either them or Grizzled Young Vets, but
I mean, honestly, even as an outside chance, I could see Legado del Fantasma even winning him and then have Santos Escobar retain it and just have the 3 of them hold gold. Like, it's a thing. I don't think it's as effective as having either of the other 2 teams win, but I could see them doing it.
They do like putting all the titles possible onto one team.
It's a good thing. It's a good visual, okay?
It is a good visual. But see, the point of contention I had when trying to make a prediction for this match is I think that they might go with the Grizzled Young Vets because Lorcan and Birch were like the heel team. And if your idea was to have MSK chase them for the tag titles, you could put it on Grizzled Young Vets and just have them play the same role. Again, might not happen, but I could definitely see that being their line of thinking because NXT does tend to make a little bit more sense like that. Yeah.
I'm with you on that. That's why I think Grizzled Young Vets are going to win because they're going to do that whole title chase for MSK still. I don't think they want to cut the title chase short because I feel like that's an important story for MSK to have. But we'll see. Also, Tempest, you drinking tonight, mate? You drinking anything?
No, not currently, unfortunately. As I'd mentioned previous. Well, rub it in, why don't you, Chops? Yeah, currently I'm on a meal plan that doesn't allow for any alcohol or whatnot. I could look for an alternative quickly that I think would fit in with the meal plan, but perhaps we will see what we can rustle up.
Your boy's feeling fancy tonight. Your boy's on the rosé.
Ooh. Well, I'm very happy because the Toronto Maple Leafs just scored on our Toronto Maple Leafs live reaction stream here. Yeah.
Are you talking about actual sport, Tempest. I think that's outlawed here.
That's a shame. No one filled me in on that. Oh, hang on. I got something perfect for this.
Okay. Well, while Tempest is doing that, we're going to bring in someone back. Andy, you ready to come in, mate? Just give me a thumbs up if you're on the... Yeah, there we go. Okay, he's giving me a nod. I didn't ask you, Louis. Don't give me a thumbs up. Hello, Andy.
Hello. That was surprising.
There we go. I'm properly dressed now.
They're actually
God, get out of here, Tempest.
strapping a bit of a rocket to Stark, it seems.
Well,
rocket.
Rocket. Yes.
A reasonably
push.
sized rocket, like a small jetpack.
Yeah. I think it's really cool. It's good they gave her the win, and it wasn't like the roll up somewhat protects Tony, but it doesn't like make Zoe's win feel like less. It still feels like a big victory for her. So yeah, I'm a big fan of that. Yeah,
I'm not a fan of when people really sell roll ups hard. Like, Tony was lying there as if she was beaten up.
I'm hoping, or what I'm reading into it, is that she was just really disappointed, and she was just lying there, just like, oh, for God's sake, about like the whole thing.
Do you know what's worrying for you, Chopper? Is that when you said Belgian suplex, I was typing out Belgian suplex. So we have the same brain.
That's not good, mate. That's not good. We've been doing SmackDown together for too long. That's what it is.
That's true. That's true. And you know that Stark difference pun? I texted that to Tempest earlier and told him to use it tonight. So I'm very proud of you.
You can't leave me alone, can you, Andy? You just can't leave me alone. That's what it is.
I'm very proud of him.
Yeah. You've just got to keep just chipping away at the puns all the time. You're going to text Tempest once per week. Going to give him a text and just be like, hey, on SmackDown this week, you should use this pun.
By the way, everyone, if you are not sticking around for the main show, but you'd still like to know what's happening on NXT, you can go to WrestleTalk.com, where I'll be giving you all live results as they happen with my expert insight, basically telling you what happened. So do check that out if you have some time.
And also, but do stick around here though, because we're great and fun and awesome, and it's NXT TakeOver, so it should be a bit of fun.
Are we assuming that the women's title match is the main event?
I think so.
Yeah, I'd be very surprised if it's not.
They have confirmed it is the main event. They have confirmed it is the main event.
Good.
It was on a very interesting press conference yesterday.
Cool. And now, before we get out of here, I'm going to bring in Louis to have the four of us on. Hey, Louis.
Oh, wow.
Hey, yeah.
Hi.
So we're going to have the four
I didn't even know Louis was here.
It gets underway. Yeah, I know. Crazy,
Mickey James.
Right? So Mickey James on commentary.
I wasn't planning to watch this in the entirety live because I will inevitably fall asleep.
It is past your bedtime. That's true.
It is. I even stayed up for a bit of the Hall of Fame yesterday.
Why?
It was actually quite nice. So I didn't do it intentionally, but I was doing my dissertation till late. So I was like, all right, in the background, I have the Hall of Fame. It was quite nice.
Why would you want that in the background?
It was much better than previous years. It was much better than previous years.
Because they had fans typed in.
Yes, and also the speeches were shorter.
What was I haven't seen it yet. What was the Great Khali speech like?
Oh, I fell asleep.
Oh. Did he
because of the Great Khali?
Or did he have Ranjan Singh or something?
Louis
hates Indian people.
No, I don't. They didn't get.
You can't say that on a stream, Andy. Come on now.
They didn't get inducted by people. They were just because of time constraints, because they were trying to do 2 Hall of Fames in one go.
Yeah, makes sense. Thank you for that glorious insight, Louis.
Well, no, I was saying I have to stay up for this because I'm speaking to Triple H after this.
Louis, can you? I told you this before, but can you lower your camera because your entire chin is off screen?
Yeah, so we do have a banner at the bottom, which we do need to keep there. So, because it's very important that we tell people to subscribe. You see that thing in the middle? Also, we're just going to go through some more Ultra Chats before we get into the main show. You can get yours in at WrestleTalk.com/support, and we'll get through all of them before the stream ends today. Sadie6969 Deegan says, what's up, my favorite Quizlemania champion and Pete? So excited to see my favorite boys reviewing NXT, and I'm very excited for this takeover. What matches do y'all think could be match of the year contenders, and who do you think will have the coolest? I'm assuming coolest entrance is what you mean. I think the potential for match of the year is either going to be Kyle O'Reilly versus Adam Cole or Walter Ciampa. Those are my two big contenders, I think.
Agreed.
Yeah, if we're talking like match of the year, like what could transcend the weekend and the show and everything, because I think the triple threat tag match could be like a show stealer, but Adam Cole versus Kyle O'Reilly will be given the time. It has like the emotional weight behind it. That's a match that could
and the stipulation. It's unsanctioned. Like they could do some crazy stuff in that as well.
Yeah, I think it's going to be Cole O'Reilly. That's the match that they've been building more than any match, really, like even more than their title matches by quite a long way. And I
wouldn't be surprised if it main events night 2, honestly, over the NXT title. I don't know if I want it to.
They've made it clear on the press conference that it wasn't the main event.
That's good.
So I'm
wasn't the main event.
Yeah, it wasn't.
Has it been pre-taped?
No, as in
it wasn't scheduled to be.
Yeah. I'm torn. I think it should main event, and I'm actually surprised.
I don't know
that the two biggest matches are not taking place tonight for me. Like one of the two, considering this is the final show going head to head with AEW. I thought they would stack night 1 at least with one of the big matches, so they can be like, "Hey, we're leaving Wednesday nights, but we won. We won on the final night."
Shirai Gonzalez is a pretty big deal, in all honesty. Like they've built that for a long time. That is a pretty big story.
It
in
is.
All fairness.
If NXT doesn't win tonight, then oops.
Yeah.
Is it on the level of Adam Cole, Kyle O'Reilly?
In their minds, I think it is. Like in their minds, it's because they tried to do the thing last year where like the men's and women's NXT championships were like the exact same. Like they even tried calling them like the same thing.
Yeah.
So I'd like to think that like in their mind, they're like, well, this is by far a main event worthy match. And I'm not going to fault them for doing that, but I would have.
Raquel's probably been the most protected women in WWE, like since she debuted. So you can't say they don't deserve it, as you were saying. But in terms of a ratings draw, I thought they try and put the biggest match tonight as it's going head to head with AEW.
And like they brought, they had the Nia Jax in NXT briefly just to do the tag title stuff. I thought Raquel Gonzalez was tall, but bloody hell, she's huge.
Mm-hmm.
Like she is so much taller than anyone else on the roster. She is a genuine like physical specimen, and it's someone who you can be like, okay, fair enough. Io Shirai lost to her because she's just so dominant.
Who could possibly eliminate her from the women's WrestleMania Battle Royal?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then if she starts tagging with if she's still tagging with Dakota Kai, and Dakota Kai going for the belt, how can they coexist, Pete?
That's true. How can they coexist? Before we get into more of that, we really need to get through some more Ultra Strats, so I'm going to stop you all talking right there. Buds said, regrettably, this is my first takeover. Have I missed anything important through the years? I think you're trolling me. Yes. All of the takeovers are great. TB1 said, is there no women's battle royal this year? Doesn't look like it. No WrestleMania women's battle royal this year. No. They're just doing the Andre the Giant one on WrestleMania SmackDown.
It's because
Friday.
They keep getting told off for putting the men's 24/7 stuff in the women's battle royal. So they were like, oh, well, if we're not going to do that, we can't have a women's match.
We can't have a women's match. Yeah, exactly. Wesley Potter says, my pick is Walter versus Ciampa match of the night. # jam that jam. Pete, you blow up Mr. Rolly Davis. Nope. Admit it. Nope. Everything will be Wesley's Quizzlemania. My time will come. I'm coming for you, SRS. Good luck with that. Keep your campaigning up. I'm sure you'll get on eventually. Issa Smith said, I've been out of touch with NXT for a while. The only match I'm really excited for is Walter versus Ciampa because I know both of them well. Still going to enjoy the show and hanging out in the stream. Who would you burden from NXT by moving them to the main?
I like that.
I think Johnny Gargano just needs to go now. Like
he'd be killed on the main roster.
To be honest, I've not been interested in anything Johnny has done in NXT for a long time. And this is actually going to be the question. If I do get a question for Triple H on the media call, we'll be like, mate, NXT is not working. Actually, Tempest suggested this to me months ago.
Is that what you're going to say? He's going to come on. Louis Dangoor from WrestleTalk.
Mate, NXT's not working.
NXT's just not working.
So the question basically
Cheers, bud.
is, NXT was so good because you'd have guys like Shinsuke come in, do their year, piss off. Same with Samoa Joe. How has it been? And do you feel there's been any negatives too, having people like Cole come up with nearly 4 years in NXT now? Gargano with 5. Like, for me, that's far too long. And it's not NXT's strength booking people for that long. They're good for the short runs, and then you go.
Do you think Triple H is going to say anything other than, I really love the roster we've got now, and I think they're all really great talents? Like,
No,
is he just going to say, you know what? Yeah, they have been there too long. You know what? Let's just get rid of them. Guys, can we get someone in here? I just want to get Adam Cole on the main roster right now.
Whoa. Chill. Firstly, that question was suggested by Tempest.
Uh-huh. Yeah, but you're the one that said it, so I get to mock you for it.
No. I was ironically suggesting it because it is such a bad question. I was not 100% going to ask that question if I got in the media call.
I bet good money that you were going to.
Well, last time I bet good money, it came true. So
you're just wrong.
I think
you're just wrong, Louis.
Johnny Gargano has been he's been a heel and he's been good at being annoying, but actually, I just find him annoying. It's not like, oh, that's good heel work. I'm just like, oh, stop it. You're just really irritating me now.
The thing with Gargano is I don't buy him as the heel. That's the thing.
No.
I think he's very good at portraying a heel, but he has so much of that organic babyface history behind him that when he turned heel, I was like,
it wasn't like Daniel Bryan who could just go, I'm a vegan. And that, because as soon as you say that, you're like, boo.
Well,
but
the vast majority of the population said boo, and I went, "Hey, well done, proud of you."
Like Sami Zayn.
I was just going to say that. I was just going to say Sami Zayn.
Awesome. For me, with Gargano, it's not working right now at all. So I think he could do something on the main roster.
Disagree.
Honestly, if anyone was going to cope well on the main roster for me, probably Raquel Gonzalez because she's tall. And Vince will like that. So if anyone was going to cope well on the main roster, it would probably be her.
Yeah.
Raquel, you mean?
That's what I said, no?
Yeah, no, I know, but that would be her name on the main roster.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
It was a joke.
I'm trying to think someone else who I don't really know who else. Because I don't want to see anyone. You want to see them go, but you also don't want to see them go.
He'll make a solid mid-carder. He'll be on
They would put Bronson Reed in a tag team with Otis so fast.
Bingo.
Yeah, that's true. I'm trying to think, characters that surprisingly worked on the main roster, like Elias. I'm thinking, would a Dexter Loomis work on the main roster because he's just a weird, creepy guy?
No, he barely works on NXT.
Dan loves him.
I know he does. Hey, Dan
he
barely works on
loves
NXT.
a lot of things.
Oh, it looks like we know what the opening match is.
Oh, beautiful.
Oh, it is Kushida versus Pete Dunne as the opener. That makes me very excited.
I like Pete Dunne. He objectively, can we swear?
Fuck no.
He objectively has the shittest tan known to man.
You know what I don't like
That's
about
exactly
Pete
something
Dunne?
I noticed.
I think
It's
Pete Dunne's
bad.
got really
And now you
dumb
have
gear.
seen it. You will not be able to unsee it. It's a shocking tan.
Are you the expert on tans?
Well, I am. Look, tanned.
Anyway, the show's starting. Bye, guys. It's been nice having you on, Andy and Louis.
Wait, I just want to say Pete Dunne's gear is rubbish as well. I don't understand why he wears that thing. It looks really
bye,
stupid.
Andy. Thanks for hanging out, mate. Appreciate it. Anyway, thanks, guys. It's going to be me
Enjoy
and
the
Tempest
show,
from now on
guys.
for the rest of the show. Bye, guys. Love you. Not really. Yes, we'll get through the rest of your Ultra Chats in the show as well. In fact, we'll do a couple now just while the show is starting. And then once the matches start, we'll just focus on the matches. So Wee Man Forever. Very nice donation. Thank you very much. Said, hi, Tempest and Pete. Long-time viewer and first time doing these. Just wanted to ask if you could have one NXT talent versus one AEW talent, who would it be? Mine would be Ciampa versus Moxley to see how violent that would get. That
would be fun.
Like Ciampa
I
Moxley.
like that idea. Oh, there's so many good ones. I mean, the obvious, big fun matches are like Adam Cole against Kenny Omega, stuff like that. I could really go for seeing something like Pac in a match against Kushida or Pete Dunne. Like all those matches, just like any like the really good work rate.
I've got one. I've got one. Walter versus Kenny Omega.
You know, I wasn't thinking NXT UK, but give me like Walter against like Eddie Kingston.
Yes. Oh, that would be. If anyone would sell the ever-living daylights out of Walter's chops and make you believe that his chest is caving in, it would be Eddie Kingston. God,
I saw a tweet earlier this week. It was like one of those, like on this day 2 years ago. It was a picture from after a match between Walter and PCO, and PCO's chest was black from the chops. Like it wasn't red; it had moved past red into like a gross purpley, just welted over color. Oh, it was terrible, but amazing.
Yeah. Ooh, we have got a musical opening to NXT TakeOver Stand and Deliver. The main show is now beginning, so I'll just say once again, hello everyone. Welcome to the NXT TakeOver Stand and Deliver live reactions. I'm Pete. I'm joined by Tempest. And we're going to be the new NXT team going forward. We're going to be doing weekly NXT reviews because they are now NXT's moving to Tuesday nights. So on Wednesdays, we're going to be doing the podcast reviews for about the next month or so, and we're going to see how those go. So if you want, guys, you're the NXT fans that are here. If you want those NXT reviews to stick around, you got to watch them. That's going to be the main thing because that's the reason they were gone the first time. So, yes, and we'll do a time sync when we can. For those of you that can pause, that aren't watching on Peacock and actually have a pause button, we'll do a time sync when we can. But currently, we're just getting guitar. So
yeah, I forgot they were doing this. You know, I was like, yeah, cool. All right. For
this
all
is
the not fans in attendance.
The most American thing that I've possibly seen of someone doing big electric guitar, American flag, fireworks, and everyone's being like, hell yeah, America. Yeah.
I guess you haven't seen the first 20 minutes of a Super Bowl broadcast.
Yeah, no, that's fair. Yeah, no, they're definitely more American things.
Stretched out into a 10 video packages about America and 3 different songs about America. There's a lot of America.
Yeah.
Oh,
fireworks going off as well. That's good. Yeah, more America.
So much America.
They don't look very socially distanced. Maybe it's just me, but that looks like a nearly full crowd in the CWC.
Maybe they're all vaccinated.
Maybe. You know what? Let's be optimistic and say they're all vaccinated.
Yeah.
There's a lot of lightning going on right here.
There sure is. That's one thing I will give to those Americans. They're getting their vaccines before us in Ontario ever will.
Yeah. No, my brother and sister-in-law, they live kind of near Toronto, and they were saying like, man, really slow on the whole vaccine thing.
That's an understatement. Yeah.
So it's not socially distanced apparently. Yeah, no, it definitely isn't. Apparently, Fightful has all the details about it, but even so, I'm gonna try and not let that take away from my enjoyment. I'll just say my one thing now. I don't think they should be doing that. Even if the people are vaccinated or whatever, I think it sets a bad precedent. I don't think they should do that right now. That's the one thing I'm going to say about it, and I'm not going to mention it again for the rest of the stream. All right. We're getting Pete Dunne.
Peter
Has he got any music?
Dunne.
Or have I just not watched NXT in that long?
I've got the volume on very low, so I can't tell you.
Well, it's definitely not the Bruiserweight music, put it this way, that I'm used to, because I love that theme song.
I really like Pete Dunne. I got the chance to meet him a couple of years ago. Really nice fella, you know?
Yeah.
Like you would think just by looking at him that he would be like a surly, basically his character. He would be a bruiser. But no, he's a really, really nice guy.
Yeah.
And when you end up having to watch as much wrestling as we do, knowing that one of the people is a nice guy, it helps.
Yeah,
It really helps.
that's good.
Oh, now
Tell you
boy
what, though,
Kushida.
I do miss. I know he's super surly, moody Pete Dunne. I kind of miss the Pete Dunne that he was in the first UK tournament, where he was the grinning, sly, chicken shit heel, just causing a bunch of trouble because he could. I kind of miss that Pete Dunne because that's the Pete Dunne that I fell in love with. I was like, I love this man from here. Because that tournament, I think, was the story of him and Tyler Bate, and that was that was beautiful. I loved that.
Yeah, I mean that was all great stuff. I will say I do not miss his haircut from that tournament.
It's fair.
One of the things that I said to Dunne when I met him was just like, your hair is really working for you now. Like the long hair is just a really good look for you.
Yeah.
Because some people, like Christian, perhaps, I think look better with shorter hair.
Mm-hmm.
But I think Pete Dunne is the opposite. I think he rocks the long hair very well.
Agreed. Yeah, exactly. I will try and point out in the chat when the bell rings for this match, which should hopefully be shortly. Also, I see a few people in the chat were saying that Pete Dunne's theme is new, which means that Pete Dunne's winning. He's got a new theme, therefore he's winning. And the bell has rung for this match. That was the Vince in there. God, that was a hot start.
I think we're basically right synced up now, which is a plus.
Ooh.
Oh, this is going to be so good.
Oh man, Matt wrestling. There's one thing I bloody love about technical wrestling. It's a flipping Matt wrestling sequence to start things off. God, it's the best.
Oh man. I don't know how to feel when I watch Kushida wrestle anymore, if I'm being honest.
Mm-hmm. That's totally fair.
Like when they made the announcement that he was going to WWE after Wrestle Kingdom 13, I was just like, oh no.
Yeah, feel that.
Like when Shinsuke Nakamura signed with WWE, I was like, ooh, there's something, because he's like just oozing with charisma. He's really tall. He's really good. Like aside from WWE just messing up everyone, Nakamura should have been someone who at least had a shot. But when Kushida signed, I was like, what are you doing, man? Like, he's just going to end up on 205 Live.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, it's kind of weird, especially because I think Kushida's his gimmick was kind of niche in New Japan as it was anyway. Like the whole Back to the Future thing, like you kind of need to get it in order to be on board. And I don't think they've done a very good job explaining any of that to the American audience at all. It's like, he has a time thing, and he does a little thing on his entrance. It's like, why does he do that? It's like, I don't know. He just does.
He just kind of dresses like Marty McFly.
Yeah, for reasons that we won't explain.
What a quirky dude.
Exactly, yeah.
I mean, Kushida's strengths have always been like his wrestling. And his like biggest weakness was always his charisma or lack thereof, just because like he's kind of plain, like his gimmick is that he's a really good wrestler who likes Back to the Future. And I don't know, as much as I'd love to see Kushida like get a really big push because I really like him, obviously he's a great wrestler. I don't know. I don't think his ceiling is particularly high in WWE. But he's not even breaking through in NXT.
Yeah, I know. It's kind of nuts.
And most people at least have a good run in NXT first.
Yeah, they never really did anything with him, even from the start.
Yeah, it's like he showed up, he had a few matches, and then he hurt his wrist and was out for a while. Yeah. And I thought they were going to do something when he came back, because he was telling the story of like, well, I came here for the betterment of my daughter. I'm wrestling for my family, which isn't like super unique, but at least there's some emotional connection there. But it's just been like, he might have a takeover match, he might not, he might win something, he probably won't. Sorry, go ahead. I was just gonna say, is there like a gap between the stage and the ring? Because I don't.
It's only like a couple inches, I think, but yeah, I think there is one.
Yeah. Something about
But-
that just don't like it. Hey, great mood as
But I
well.
will say, oh, that was cool. As much as I'm really not a fan of Kushida's treatment in NXT thus far, I'm really looking forward to this match. I think it's gonna be great.
Yeah.
It's Kushida versus Pete Dunne. It's gonna be really cool.
I mean, it's already been really cool when
yeah.
when Kushida did for the the spring into the ropes and Pete Dunne dropped down and just swept his arms out. I really like that spot.
Cool.
I don't think I've seen that before. At least not done like that.
Cool. Not Pete Dunne like that. Also,
See,
Dunne counter. I know. Yeah, Dunne countering that by locking his hands behind him. I thought was quite cool as well. Oh,
there you go.
Absolutely not. Going for the fingers. Oh. Is he going for bitter end already? Okay, I was going to say, Jesus.
Hey, Back to the Future.
Oh, man.
I love that move. It does make me a little bit sad when I see people kicking out of his New Japan finish, but
yeah, that's fair.
That's just WWE for you.
Yeah.
I was thinking about similar things. I don't know why. I think I may have been having a conversation with somebody about how the One-Winged Angel is still so protected, even going from New Japan to AEW and whatnot, and how there's just such a stark difference between that and then when the Styles Clash started being used in WWE, and the second time AJ ever used the Styles Clash in WWE, Jericho kicked out of it.
Yeah.
And the internet was just like, what are you doing? It's the Styles Clash. It's this super over move. But it's that's WWE. People are going to kick out of finishers. That's just how it is.
Yeah. Apparently, it's ad breaks for the TV networks and things right now, but we're watching on the WWE network, so we can still watch the match.
Yes. So, I mean, it was kind of interesting because the show is on 2 channels right now in Canada because it's on Sportsnet, which is the typical provider of NXT. A big near fall from Pete Dunne.
Yeah.
It's on Sportsnet, but Sportsnet wasn't carrying the pre-show. So I was like, okay, I guess I'll find another way. And I just checked the WWE network because here the WWE network is just like a cable channel. So you can just order it as part of your cable package. And the whole show was there. But yeah, they had the commercial before the commercial, after the commercial, little bumper there, of which doesn't apply to us.
Oh God, that stamp on his arm looked brutal. Nice double unhook into the armbar.
Great stuff.
Oh my God, this is fun. They are just not stopping.
This really is a perfect way to open the show.
Yeah.
It's not it's not the emotional match, but it's 2 of the best guys on the show.
I was just about to say that they literally haven't stopped the entire match. And as I say that, he literally does a forearm, manages to get him down, and they have a little break for them to chant NXT at them. Perfectly paced, though. Really well done. They've literally just not they've just not stopped. It's great.
I think I was going to say earlier, but it applies here too, that one of the things that I really liked about NXT 5-6 years ago or so, when it was really starting to get popular, was when you got to a TakeOver show, all of the matches on the show would be completely different. You would have the main event match was usually the NXT title, which had so much emotion and everything because it was Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, or Sami Zayn and Adrian Neville, etc., etc. But then you also had Baron Corbin and Rhino were having a big muscly man match. That was really cool.
That was.
And stuff like that. And I feel like we're getting a lot of that on this show because this match isn't going to be Walter and Tommaso Ciampa, which isn't going to be the same as Io Shirai and Raquel Gonzalez, which isn't going to be the same as the tag match. So
exactly.
That's a perfect key to having an entertaining wrestling show.
Go on, Kushida. Hoverboard lock.
Oh, good. I always get scared when I see this.
God. Oh, that looked rough. It did look like he landed on his face a little bit.
Yeah.
I always get terrified of that.
Yeah, I don't know how someone doesn't just get crushed on that move every time.
Yeah, I know. Morgan.
Ooh.
Oh, that looked amazing. And with the other arm, he's completely locked in. That's amazing. Oof, just manages to get the leg. Amazing.
It's part of the rules of wrestling that I don't really agree with. I think if they get the ropes, you shouldn't be able to like do a move to him and like just put something back on, grab their arm. Like that's not how it works. You gotta have a clean break.
Oh man. He's just been working over the arm the entire time on Dunne. Now he's got another armbar and go for the hoverboard lock again. Oh, that was really cool. That was really cool. And it goes against the thing that you just said, but it's very cool.
Yeah. They've had me a few times. I'm just like, man, are they going to have Kushida just beat Pete Dunne?
I know, right? Yeah. Yeah.
But there's still time left. I thought Kushida was winning the North American title on the last TakeOver show, and I was wrong there. So it's always entirely possible that they surprise you a little
the punch. Got the fingers. Or finger. Make that fingers. Oh, man. I know it doesn't really hurt that much, but it always looks rough.
I was just going to say, like, as far as wrestling moves go, that's among the more staged things. Just like you just grab a couple of fingers and just kind of pull on them. But everyone's just like, no, not the fingers. Oh,
he's going to go for bitter end. Bitter end. There it is. Dunne wins. Yeah. All right.
As expected, but fantastic match.
Great match. Yeah. Great little opener. Love that.
Yeah.
I quite like that finish as well of Kushida kind of hitting Dunne, but then like the damage was so much that he dropped to his knees and Dunne took advantage, just stamping on his hand straight after. That was really, really, really well done, I thought.
Yeah. Very, very fun pro wrestling.
Oh yes,
and good as an opener as well. Like they didn't trade the finishes with people kicking out of everything. Like it's just the opening match. You save that for later.
Exactly. They had a lot of near falls with like submissions and like and rope breaks and stuff like that. But the actual finish was the finish. It's just bitter end and that's it. Yeah, really enjoyed that. Really, really enjoyed that. Let's get into some more of your Ultra chats after that match has finished before we get into the next one because we've got a lot to get through. The Jam 1 Bold Ollie comes in to say, when Becky comes back, would you like to see her have a small run on NXT to go after the women's NXT title since she's the only horsewoman to have not won it? No, personally.
Yeah, no, not particularly. I will be honest, I'm really not that big of a fan of main roster people going back to NXT. I mentioned this in my my deep dive analysis on NXT over on Tempest the Wrestler. Subscribe to that. It just feels like it was like Louis was saying earlier, where the aura of NXT has always kind of been like you go in for like a year to 2 years, you have your run, it's concise, and then you leave. And now we're seeing it with like Gargano, Ciampa, Undisputed Era. Like they've just been there for so long that at times, I think Gargano and Ciampa are really stale right now. And I see a lot of the same thing happen when you bring back like Breezango to the show. Like they're not new. It's not that exciting to see them back on this show when they kind of like, Fandango wasn't even on NXT. But like Tyler Breeze had a really long run on NXT and then finally made his way up. I'm just not into it. Go to the main roster and suffer
and not be used at all. Yeah, sounds fun. Vivix Tempest comes in to say, hello, I hope you're both having a good Wednesday. Question, what match do you think will steal the show over both nights? Night 1, Walter versus Ciampa. Night 2, Adam Cole versus Kyle O'Reilly.
I would say just about the same thing, although I would say the triple threat tag match for this show.
Makes sense. Brendan Harris says, "Hey guys, if Raquel wins the title, who should be her first challenger? I think eventually down the line, her and Dakota should feud, but as for right now, I don't see any obvious challengers. Shame 2 ready-made challengers are currently the tag champs. I think you could have one of the tag champs go for it. You could have Ember Moon maybe do a challenge. I don't think she should win, but maybe challenge to start with. That'd be fine, I think. Yeah,
I was thinking the same thing. Like the best challengers are probably Shotzi and Ember Moon, because there really aren't that many baby faces in NXT in the women's division right now. Like the main one has been the champion for a long time, which helps. You know, you don't want too many babyface versus babyface matches, but they don't really have any challengers should a heel win. So yeah, I would probably, like, if I had to put good Louis Dangoor money on it, I'd probably say someone like Shotzi, you know?
Yeah.
But
makes sense. Yeah. We'll do one more quick one because Leon Ruff is making his entrance right now. Oh, is he getting beaten up?
Mean Isaiah Swerve Scott.
Swerve beating him up on his entrance. Lynn Bell comes in to say, "Hi guys, thanks for all the hard work you're putting into WrestleMania week. The whole team are GOAT. Tempest, what's the status on the John Huber Jam That Jam tattoo?"
So I mean, getting a tattoo right now is a very difficult process. Made no more easier by the Ontario government jerking everybody around when it comes to opening things and then closing them again. We've got the design pretty much finalized. We're kind of like working out a few of the things when it comes to like coloring and whatnot.
Christ.
I can give a quick peek. It's gonna look something like that. Cool. It's gonna look something like that. Again, just with the colors changed up just a little bit. But as far as when I'm getting it, it's a pandemic. We're living in a panini. Couldn't tell you.
Oh man. Tell you what. So this start, they were just beating each other up on the ramp. At the start of this Gauntlet match. Leon Ruff threw Swerve into the barricade and then jumped off the stage to go drop kick him, and then landed on the very small amount of padding between the cage bit and the separating, just on the tiny little sliver of barricade that's on the very top there, which I thought was a really cool spot. And they've just been kind of beating each other up on the outside for a little bit. It's just now getting into the ring. Cool.
Yeah. What are your thoughts on the run that Leon Ruff has had in NXT lately?
I wasn't a fan of him winning the North American title, personally. Okay, my screen just went black to go to an ad break, but then they didn't have an ad break because we're on the network.
Yeah, that was odd.
Match has finally started now, which is good. I really liked the triple threat with Gargano and Priest. I thought that was a great match. I think it's been effective in making Leon Ruff someone relevant on the roster, going from basically nothing to being a solid hand. You know, I don't think he feels out of place in this 6-man gauntlet, for example. So I think it's been effective in what they wanted it to do. I just don't know if they needed him to win the North American title to do so, but it's worked. So you can't really complain too much, I'd say.
Yeah, he kind of got like the Santino spot where it was like the comedy character that won a title, but what do you do from there? You know, and it was basically just like I wasn't a fan of his reign because it was like he's still a babyface, but he can't win matches. Even when he does come close to winning matches, like either Damian Priest is helping or there's a DQ or something like that. And I didn't like that. Oh, that was a cool move.
That was cool.
Hit like an os cutter off of the
pretty much
of the table.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, like you said, now he feels right at home, like being one of like the NXT mid-card guys. And I think that's fine.
Yeah. As a point of reference, by the way, I have predicted Bronson Reed to win this gauntlet match because I like him.
I've gone for Dexter Lumis, despite not liking him. They really like this guy. They really like Dexter Lumis.
Ooh.
I hope I'm wrong. I hope that you're right.
Oof.
I like Bronson Reed. Oh my god,
That was rough. What was I going to say?
that was rough.
That wasn't even supposed to be a pun, but I did it anyway.
You're making them by accident now.
I know. I'm sorry. I think Liam Ruff is going to be, the Iron Man of the Gauntlet. Probably go the longest. I think seems to be the most natural fit. I'd be surprised if Swerve got the win over Ruff here. I think.
Interesting. I think Swerve might beat him, honestly. Just because he's
very well could do. It just feels like obviously this is NXT rather than main roster, but main roster always has the, oh my God, that was massive. Jesus Christ. That was really cool. Went for a powerbomb off the top rope and he managed to counter it in a Hurricane Rana. Looked really cool though. They normally have that one kind of Iron Man that goes through everything, the baby face that kind of gets worked over. And you know what? It's a story that always works. Yeah, I don't know whether they're going to do it in NXT or not. I'm just going off the Gauntlet matches that they do on the main roster.
Oh, interesting.
4, 3, 2, 1. So so they get added every 3 minutes rather than having them eliminate one and the next person comes out. Yeah. It's just every 3 minutes another person gets added. Here comes Bronson Reed, my guy to win.
That does make me feel a little bit better because I'll be perfectly honest, I'm really kind of tired of WWE's Gauntlet matches just because they're all the same.
I really like that spot.
I really like Isaiah Scott.
Yeah, it looked like he was going to throw Leon Ruff into Swerve, and Swerve was just like, nah, and he just ducked and just like, no, thank you. I don't want any part of that.
Isaiah Swerve Scott has really good like timing and facials.
Mm-hmm.
Like it would be really easy to just kind of like do nothing except duck in that spot, but he's got a lot of like the extra little ticks that make him a good character.
Yeah. Big vertical suplex. Hold him up straight. Leon Ruff's climbing the ropes. What do we got? Into a crossbody. Nice.
That when I was like 11, that was one of my ideas for a tag finish.
Nice. That's a cool spot.
Yeah.
Leon Ruff is trying to hit Bronson Reed. That's probably not going to go well for you, buddy.
He's so colossal. That's the word. Oh my God.
I really like that spot where Ruff tried to slide underneath him and Reed just sat down on him.
That was the spot that hurt Kevin Nash at SummerSlam. 95.
Oh, and he did it again. Crikey.
That's always one of the things that I'm just like, I don't know how people don't just like get dangerously hurt when a very large man's finisher is just he sits on you.
Yep.
Like a few of those clips of Yokozuna doing the bonsai drop, I was like, how is that man not dead?
Yeah. Leon Ruff going for a German on Bronson Reed. Oh, here we go.
There you go.
Bronson Reed's in the back. Now we're talking.
Oh, you got to do it. Come on.
Ruff's going to the ropes. Suplex. Oh, they're all going. Jesus.
Very nice.
That's really good. The height that Ruff got being at the front of that triple German was great.
I think the best version of that spot I've ever seen was at WrestleMania 22 when Angle, Orton, and Mysterio did that. But when Orton German Mysterio, he just like let him go and he just flew.
Ruff landed really awkwardly on that. I was about to say that was rough. It's just part of my lexicon. I'm sorry. I can't change how I talk.
Oh Lord. All right. Who's this one? This one going to be Dexter?
This person's coming in. This one, I think it's Cameron first. Yeah, it's Cameron Grimes first, and then it's Dexter.
Man, they really went just head over heels for this like stocks thing.
Oh yeah, stonks.
Like that was
big stonks.
That was a 1 week joke. Like everyone had forgotten about the GameStop stocks thing by the next week, but this is just his character now.
Yep, he's just very rich now.
Yeah.
What did he chuck at him? He chucked something at him. I didn't even see what it was. Maybe? Yeah, maybe. But it hits a nice moonsault on him regardless.
Yeah.
Fun match so far. I'm enjoying it. He got more money out of his trunks.
Why would you bring that with you? I guess, yeah.
Because he's so rich. That's
to
why.
pay off another heel.
That's quite
No,
cool.
roll him up.
But he's not going to... Yeah, no, he's not going to work with him, though. He's just going to turn on him almost immediately. Wait for it. Oh, no. Okay. No, he is working with it for now.
Well,
I mean, it won't last that long, but, for now. It's longer than I thought it'd go. I thought it'd be an immediate thing. It's like, oh, thanks for the money. Anyway, here's a kick.
well, you really can just buy Isaiah Swerve Scott's allegiances, it seems.
Why not?
Yeah. Hey, earn that paper.
Now Ruff's just getting absolutely bodied by both of them. That's fun.
Are we going to see an elimination before all of the guys are in?
I'm going to say maybe one. I don't think we'll see more than that.
Because that was a thing for a while in like the early Elimination Chamber matches. Like we never got a match with all 6 guys in the Elimination Chamber until like 2010.
Yeah.
We were like, oh my God, like everyone's involved. It's the first time this has ever happened. I think it's happened.
Oh my Jesus.
Oh, that was a terrible landing.
That was awful.
Oh.
That was quite literally. I don't think that was a wrestling move. That was literally just Swerve just going,
Yeah.
and literally just chucking him into the corner. Christ.
This is the problem when you're Leon Ruff and you're so small.
Yeah, you get chucked around, man.
Yeah. But yeah, WWE seems to now like having like all the people involved at the same time.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, it's a cool visual. There's 6 people involved in the match.
So we've only got Dexter Lumis next, and then LA Knight as last. No eliminations as of yet, but Leon Ruff is getting beaten up quite a lot. So I reckon Leon Ruff is just going to continually just get beaten down until Lumis comes out, I reckon. Oh yeah, another 8 seconds until that happens, so I'm right. God, I must be a genius.
Must be. Only explanation.
Yeah. Got a pretty good reaction, in fairness, Lumis.
Sure. I'm not into it at all. This guy.
Okay. I don't like his character. Love his look. I think his look is fantastic. The moustache with the hair and the gloves and the sleeve tattoos. Love it. Love the look. Hate the character.
Yeah, I mean he's got really good facials. He's got
Leon Ruff is out. We didn't even see what he got hit with, but he's out.
Yeah, he was just hurt.
He just something happened, and then he got eliminated.
Yeah, I mean, look at the intensity in those eyes. Like he's obviously a very good performer.
Yeah, 100%.
You know,
and I think he's got a pretty decent moveset. Like, there's a couple little moments where I'm like, okay, that's pretty fun. Less of this, but more of like when he like did the choke out thing. I think it was on Roddy Strong or something like that. And after he was done, he was just stroking his head. After he was done, I was like, that's a fun little moment. I like that. But it's just someone just doesn't connect with the character he's got. As a wrestler, I think he's great. Like, that spot's really cool.
It's just like the worst character. You know, like, why is this serial killer a wrestler? It's
and a
so
babyface.
Yeah, that's another good point. Why is he the good guy? He stole a man last year, put him in therapy. Oh Lord, it's just awful.
Yeah. So for people clarifying, yes, Leon Ruff did get eliminated because he got hit with something off camera and was pinned by Swerve. Nice.
There we go.
Oh, Lumis trying to get up Bronson Reed, but can't right now. That's going to be a spot later.
Yep. Always is.
It's Chekhov's gun. It's set up and payoff. There it is. It's right now. He got him up.
So he gets him up, but he doesn't do the move.
Yet, Tempest.
Yeah, but the impressive thing is getting him up.
Oh,
Oh god, that
that
was weird.
looked rough. He did it. He tried to do a clothesline over the top rope for like both of them, but Loomis like tumbled really fast around it, like rotated really fast onto the apron.
It looked
Now
like he
it's LA Knight.
kind of got like tangled up in the ropes a little bit.
Oh, he's cutting a promo. This is a fine promo.
Well, that's the thing about LA Knight, right? Like his best quality is his mic work.
Mhm.
So if you're gonna have him cut a promo on the way to the ring, like I'd rather it be him doing that than anyone else in this match.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
It's all right. Bronson Reed stopped him from doing that.
I do think he has one of those names that, like, I don't know. When I see him, I think I'll always just think Eli Drake.
Yeah, that's fair.
Something about his name being LA. I was like, that's not
That was really nice. That was smooth.
yeah.
Countered a dive over the top into a Samoan drop from Bronson.
Oh, just swatted Cameron Grimes out of the air.
I really like Bronson Reed, guys. Really, really like him.
Cameron Grimes takes the Triple H bump over the turnbuckles.
Yeah.
It's funny what you would like associate with people, because that bump to me always screams Triple H. Oh boy.
Oosh. Sit down.
I'm hoping this isn't like the run wild before you get eliminated spot.
Oh, don't do that to me.
I would really like to see
forever. Dexter's having a nap on the outside. Sorry,
just gonna keep that vest on the whole time.
Apparently, yeah. I believe we're back from an ad break now. Nice neck breaker.
Good stuff.
Oh, that was nice.
Very good.
Oh, that's cool.
Oh my god.
Whew. That was explosive.
Yeah.
She dived up to the top rope and hit a superplex.
Dexter Loomis like slithers into the ring again.
Mhm.
Nah.
Oh,
There you go. That might
this is
there
a
you
joke.
go.
That's going to be out for Cameron Grimes.
That'll be one.
Oh no!
Oh no! Well, there goes my pick.
Okay,
Dexter Loomis is out.
bye Loomis. Just got pinned by LA Knight. So that's going to be the feud then. It's going to be Knight versus Loomis as the feud. Right?
Oh, it is
Coming
too.
out of this, which means Bronson Reed's winning. Come on, Bronson, you got this. Oh, big knee. I think they're all teaming up on LA Knight. Oosh.
Good move.
And a senton. Go on.
There you go.
Let's go, Bronson Reed. Eliminates LA Knight.
I've been doing really well in Wrestle League this year, this season. I know that one's going to cost me.
Yep.
Oh,
Here we
yeah,
go.
see, there you go.
I'm a genius, I swear. Loomis versus Knight's going to be the feud. He's choking him out now.
At least we'll probably get some good promos out of it, at least. I don't want to see like the match at all, but
so now it's the three of them left. It's Reed,
Ooh.
Grimes, and Swerve.
I could totally see any of them winning.
Yeah. I don't think it's going to be Grimes. I just can't see it being Grimes versus Gargano tomorrow.
Yeah.
I don't think. I think it's got to be Bronson, right? He's the only babyface left.
Yeah, that would make the most sense.
Bronson Reed. Come on.
I wonder how heartbroken Dan is right now. Our lovely little mayor of Painesville.
Mm-hmm.
Crushed that his favorite wrestler, Dexter Loomis, isn't going to be wrestling tomorrow. The poor thing.
Okay. Rolling into the suit. Oh, wow. I love this. And he's gonna fall on him. That's cool.
It's funny.
That's a fun little spot.
Quite enjoyed this match.
Oh yeah, this is great fun. Thoroughly enjoying it.
I didn't really know what we were gonna get with the Gauntlet because like so many people involved could be a bit messy, could be a little bit, just all over the place. But no, this has been like really well paced. You know, they haven't done the thing that they like to do where everyone's in it and then they do 5 eliminations in a row.
Mm-hmm.
It's good stuff.
And also as well, I've seen a couple of people in the chat being like, wasn't Grimes pinned when Loomis got pinned? But Grimes' shoulders weren't on the mat during that roll up. So no, he was still in the chokehold.
That's what it was. Yeah. He was still getting choked out. I thought that they might like eliminate both of them at once, but no, not the case. Shocking this TakeOver being good.
Crazy.
Who could have seen that coming?
Go on, Reed. You lad. Oof.
Oh yeah, I forgot. These two are still like working together, sort of, kind of, but not really.
Oh man, I always love that from Grimes. Oh, Swerve's now going against Grimes.
Like we didn't get like the big spot where one of them turns on the other. There you go.
Swerve pins Grimes.
I think it's looking good for you, Pete.
Let's go. Bronson Reed. Love this man. God, I love that like modified crossbody Spanish fly thing that Grimes does. It's so cool.
It's like a Spanish fly and a fallaway slam almost.
Yeah.
I think Bandito does one of those like off the top rope, and it's just like the coolest
Spicy.
move.
Let's go, Bronson. I love that man. I want him to win the title if he faces Johnny tomorrow.
I
just
why
think he's
not?
really cool. Yeah, I just think he's really cool.
Why not? I mean, like Johnny Gargano's had that title for a long time.
Oh,
doesn't really matter. Let's make a new star.
Great kick from Swerve. Bronson just vibing on the top rope. Hello.
Oh my! What are you trying to do? Oh my God!
Oh
no!
Oh no! I don't like any of that at all. As in, I love it. Oh, but that looks awful. Oh no!
You are too big to be taking that move on the apron.
I know.
The edge of the apron.
Did you know that's the hardest part of the ring? Oh,
really?
My goodness.
I didn't know that. No,
that's crazy.
Jesus Christ!
Oof. What a rough spot that was. 450 hits it. Is he going to win? Is he just going to win? Oh,
I thought that was it.
I bought that. I bought it. Hook, line, and sinker. God, that was great.
God, I really do like Isaiah Swerve Scott.
Oh, man. This is fun.
Yeah,
real fun. Loving this.
You get a real big guy against a not so big guy.
Oh,
When does that ever go wrong?
God. This is fun. Let's go, Bronson. Calling for it again. Oh, man.
Yeah, there's nothing quite like a good takeover.
Right?
It's just like
Let's
it's so dense with good wrestling.
Right? Yeah.
It's like there are other great shows, but they're all long. This is like a perfect 2
And another?
hours.
Swerve's going to win. That's a third.
Oh,
I mean, I bought that as well.
you're psyching yourself out, Pete.
I'm psyching myself out. I keep thinking they're not doing it.
Oh, are we gonna get the arm break spot?
Come on. Come on, Bronson. Oh, it counted.
Oh, he's big and strong. Ooh, what a
Great sell from
slap!
Swerve as well. Massive
Very good
powerbomb.
stuff.
Alabama's.
Oh, goodness me!
Christ.
One of the hardest.
Go for the
moves
splash.
to make look good.
Come on, Reed. Big splash.
The tsunami.
Ugh.
There you go.
Let's go.
That'll do it.
Bronson Reed. Love
That's
this
big.
man.
Good for Bronson Reed. You know,
Love that man.
he's been around for like a couple years now in NXT. He deserves a big win.
I want him to win the title tomorrow.
Yeah,
That's what I want.
I see no reason why he shouldn't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's a good big lad, this man.
He is. As
Love
they're
that.
going through
It's
the
really cool.
as they're going through the replays of this, I'm gonna run to the bathroom real quick.
Damn it, I was going to do that. I'll wait until you're back. While he's gone, though, I will go through some more of your Ultra chats here. But that was a great match. Really enjoyed that. Really good pacing throughout the whole thing. And the last two of Reed and Swerve did some fantastic stuff. Really, really, really enjoyed that. Great fun. Yeah, I'm really hoping Bronson wins tomorrow. Harrison Earl, getting into your Ultra Chats here, says, hey, lads, quick question. With it being likely that the two main titles will change hands over the next 2 nights, what is your favorite champion in NXT history? Shayna Baszler for me. Hopefully Raquel can reach the same heights as a dominating champion. It's close for me between... Oh, there's Johnny's on the stage. I think they're just going to stare each other down and then that's it. For me, it's probably close between Shayna and Asuka as favorite champions. Yeah, I think that checks out for me. In terms of actual like favorite reigns, it's probably those two. But we'll see.
They're two good choices.
Welcome back, Tim. Did you hear the question?
Oh yeah, I've got my earphones like on the inside of my mask.
Smart. I see. What would your pick be?
It's tough. Like, obviously, Shayna and Asuka are like two very reliable, good answers. I mean, their year-long title reigns are just like fantastic. It is tough. Like, I can't really think of like the NXT title kind of just bounced around for a while there. You know what? Tommaso Ciampa. As far as like a champion who had really good matches as champion and also a storyline that made you really invested in the title. Yeah. I think Tommaso Ciampa is my favorite NXT champion.
Makes sense. Yeah, I can believe that. We'll do another question here. We've just got one more here from Juan Gabriel that says, hello, Assman, Q-Tip, and fabulous Randy Andy. He's not here. And the crew. This is for the first takeover. Have I missed anything, guy? Andrade Cien Almas versus Johnny Gargano at Philadelphia is all I gotta say. Your email chief and head of the emails, Juan Gabriel. Thank you very much, Juan. While you talk about that match, I'm going to run to the toilet. Be right back.
Please do. I mean, that's a very good match to leave me with because that was a match that I was fortunate enough to see live. Oh my goodness. One of the first, it wasn't my first TakeOver event because I went to TakeOver Toronto in 2016 previously, but man, I said this on Twitter recently, how seeing that match, I thought Andrade was just going to be the biggest star. I thought this was a can't miss guy because before that, Johnny Gargano hadn't really been like a main event singles guy. He had just been like losing on takeovers. He really didn't have that like really big moment. And being in the Wells Fargo Center when he kicked out, I think he kicked out of like the Hammerlock DDT and had the entire crowd doing the yes chants just out of a kick out. I was like, this man is the best babyface NXT has had since like Bailey, maybe Sami Zayn. He was so good. And it kind of pains me a little bit to now see him as a heel just because I think he's such a good babyface. Man, that match though, that match was at the very top of the list of the best matches I'd ever seen live. And I've seen some pretty darn good matches live. But holy smokes, that match was just on another level, especially when it comes to WWE matches. You know, you're not going to get much better WWE action than Johnny Gargano and Andrade. And I miss crowds because of matches like that.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
I'm with you on that. Yeah, what a bloody great match that was.
It's
just real quick as well, because we're going to be getting into Walter versus Ciampa next. I'm so excited for that match. If you want to get in more of your Ultra Chats, you can do so at WrestleTalk.com/support, and we'll get through all of your messages before the stream is over. Hi, Lauren. I just had to say hi to my friend who's in the chat. Hello.
Oh, hi, Lauren. Person I don't know.
Yeah. Yes, WrestleScope, I did wash my hands. It's very important to do that during a pandemic as well. So yes. The three matches so far, I guess I should say. Pretty fun. Really enjoying the show so far. And coming up next is possibly a match that I think could steal the show overall. So fingers crossed. It's gonna be real good. Here comes Ciampa. I'm so excited, dude.
I really do like Ciampa's song.
Mm-hmm.
I wish it was more of a song, you know?
Yeah. I feel you.
Like, there's a number of those NXT songs where it's like his in particular, Johnny Gargano's Rebel Heart song, where it's like,
He's shaved his head. Sorry, this is big news.
He might win.
He's shaved his head. Good, because I'm sorry, Ciampa. Having the hair aged you about 30 years, and it didn't look good, my dude. I'm sorry.
He really does look so much younger, even with the gray
absurd.
beard.
Yeah.
Wow.
But like the gray beard just gives him like that good daddy energy, you know? But like the hair just took it into granddad energy, which is just like, nah, too far, man. Too far.
Yeah.
He looks great. Sorry, I completely cut across what you were saying. It was a big development that he's shaved his head.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I was just talking about music, whatnot. But, like, you know, Johnny Gargano's Rebel Heart song is just like, I really like that song. But it's just a chorus, basically.
Yeah.
That just repeats itself over and over.
Half a verse. And that's it. Yeah.
It's like if they had these guys write, like, actual songs, they'd be really good.
Speaking of actual songs, oh boy, what was entrance music so good?
Oh, this is like when people ask what your favorite entrance music is. I never think of this one, but it's up there. Oh, so good. I get goosebumps listening to this song. Like this
dude.
Everything about the presentation of Walter is just
right.
Money.
I was literally just about to say that someone who's the first time watching wrestling, all you have to do, show them what was entrance. They will understand who Walter is and what he does. Just the slow walk, hands behind the back, the big trench coat, the music. It's him just being like ring general across the back of his trench coat stuff. You get it. You just understand who and what Walter is immediately. And I love that. Oh, man.
Like, even going further beyond that, like, his name is Walter, and he looks like that.
Walter!
He is a perfect pro wrestler.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he's absurd. Yes, Walter's entrance theme is Dvorak's New World Symphony. I'm aware. It's brilliant. I love it.
Yeah. Like,
you wouldn't think it would be a great entrance music, but it just works.
It works so well.
Yeah.
the presentation, everything about Walter is perfect. Like, I can't say that about too many pro wrestlers. Like, there's something wrong with every pro wrestler because no one's perfect. But god damn it, Walter's a perfect pro wrestler.
He really is, man. God, I'm so excited for this match.
Like, even when he wrestles, it isn't crisp, but that makes it better.
I'm sorry. What does this say on Tommaso Ciampa's stat screen? Intangible, psychotic.
All right.
What? Huh?
Sure, if you say
All
so.
right. Whatever. Intangible, unbeatable.
Well, sorry.
What does that even
Tommaso, you're
mean?
fucked.
What does that even mean?
Man, if one of your stats is that you're unbeatable, just quit. Go home.
Yeah, you just can't win. It's unbeatable.
Really, we were talking about belts on the last edition of Quizlemania because, of course, the IWGP belt was just revealed that day. Really love just about all the belts in NXT UK. I don't know what it is about that brand, but they were just like, let's just put all the best belts we have under one brand. A brand that basically no one watches, unfortunately. Oh, this is going to be good. It's going to be good stuff.
Here we go.
Oh, that's very nice. My cousin just followed me on Instagram.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, how lovely.
Yeah, I'm in agreement with Injection 2K in the chat that said I think Rampage Brown is beating Walter tomorrow. I also think he is. Maybe.
Wow.
Maybe. Yeah.
See, that was a thing for a long time where you knew that they were going to be holding out the big spot of someone beating Walter for a long time.
Yeah.
But, like, I never knew who it was.
Yeah. I thought it was going to be Dragunov. I totally thought it was Dragunov that was going to beat him.
I don't know. Like, I thought that it could be, if the Tyler Bate match didn't happen so early, I thought it could have been Tyler Bate, and they still could do another match.
True.
But I think you got, like, just like a really great baby face has to just power through and, like, beat him.
Yeah. Oh. God. You know what's worse than Walter chopping you? Walter running into you and chopping you with the forward momentum. Jesus Christ.
Oh God. There's a bunch of stuff that I would feel like, well, that was so perfect. Oh, he's just mauling him.
Best.
It's like, like there are some guys where you're wrestling like a technician. When you're wrestling Walter, you're wrestling a bear.
Yeah, exactly.
He's just gonna maul you.
It's like Daniel Bryan on that one episode of Saturday Morning Slam, just talking about bears.
Bear!
It's the bear hug! This is it!
If that's my philosophy. If it'd work on a bear, you use it in the ring. Oh. Was that in Adam's list video of like the really funny moments of the PG era?
Yeah. Because it is one of the funniest things.
Yeah, I mean, you give someone like Daniel Bryan just like an open mic to be entertaining, and it's just like, yeah, he's not just a great wrestler or a great promo, like he's an amazing entertainer.
Yeah, he really is. Oh man, love Walter so much. At one point in time, Walter was my favorite wrestler in the world. I don't know whether he still is now, just because I've not seen him as consistently since he's been on NXT UK and stuff. But God, first time I saw him on the Indies and all that, I was like, wow, this man's the best.
Yeah, I was gonna ask, were you able to see guys like Walter just like frequently wrestling in the UK?
Well, I didn't actually go to that much live wrestling. I went to a few things here and there. Like I saw him at Wrestling Media Con that we did with WrestleTalk before. I saw him at WCPW a little bit. Yeah, saw him on a few things. But God, yeah, I can remember going to. Well, it would have been Defiant, sorry, rather than WCPW. But yeah, and because I went to go help set up the ring for Defiant tapings one time. And I can remember seeing, I was just walking next to, I was on the phone to the person that was directing me there. And, God, what a big boot that was.
The biggest of boots.
Christ. Yeah, I was on the phone to the guy directing me there. I can just remember looking across the street and just Walter was just standing across the street from me. I was like, well, I guess I'm in the right place. Yeah. That's like my favorite wrestler in the world right there. That's cool.
You know how they kind of say nowadays that back in the day, you could tell like when a wrestler was walking down the street. Mm-hmm. You know, it's like, oh, they're really big, larger than life. Like if Hulk Hogan walked down the street, people would turn their heads. You know, it's like, oh, he's charismatic and everything. To me, Walter fits that bill.
Yeah.
Like if I saw Walter walking down the street, I would turn and just be like, wow, he's someone important.
Little thing I just want to point out as well. Obviously, Walter, big man, big chops, does the big moves. He's a really good seller. Like, just then, his arm just got worked over and he literally went to go put in a Boston Crab and just did it with the one arm while selling the other arm because he tried to go grab and couldn't do it. And it's like, it's little things that really add up to the story. God, this is great.
Oh, that's cool. I didn't realize that looks like it was maybe done beforehand. But
possibly, but it's cool.
The cover for the announce table had been torn in half.
Yeah, from just the sheer power of Walter's chop, which I love. That's a cool spot.
It is interesting though how guys that you wouldn't think of as like guys who sell often are the best sellers, like Walter and like Brock Lesnar.
Brock Lesnar, yeah, for sure.
You know, it's like it would be so easy for Brock Lesnar to not worry about selling
sell everything. Yeah,
yeah, but no, like when he sells, he's like one of the best in the world at it.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. I would also argue as well, maybe not one of the best sellers in the world, but a very good seller is Roman Reigns. I think he's very, very good at it. Especially like knockout spots and like near falls. He's incredible at those.
He's got very good facials as well for selling like exhaustion or like being dazed. He's so good. Love Roman.
We did just thinking of I saw someone in the chat saying, I'm glad you guys didn't get chopped by Walter. We did get chopped by Rampage Brown, who is challenging Walter for the NXT UK Championship at NXT UK tomorrow, I believe that is, right? Or the day after? I forget. WrestleMania week's busy.
Yeah, there's just so much stuff.
Yeah.
But you know, I've often I was going to say this earlier before we kind of got distracted by just like the greatness of Walter. There's a bunch of stuff that like I wouldn't have any problem taking in wrestling, you know, just like, I wouldn't do like thumbtacks, but I think I'd mess around with like barbed wire and not be too worried about it. I would not be excited about having a match with Walter and taking his chops.
Goodness me, no. Oh man.
Oh, it's so good.
Ciampa's doing a great job. It's taken him like 17 clotheslines to try and get him off his feet. And he's just getting steadily, slightly closer every time. Go on. To the back of the head. And again, go on. One more Ciampa, come on. And another.
Psychology.
And another.
I want to know, like, I want to be a fly on the wall during their meeting before the match where they discuss this spot. I'm just going to close on you 20 times.
For the entire ad break, I'm just going to do clotheslines too. He's going to get him over the top rope. Not quite. One more. He's up against the ropes, though. You can see Walter's getting ready for it. Walter's getting ready. It's one
God.
foot in the air.
When they make you do a drill in
come
wrestling
on.
school where you just run the ropes for 3 minutes, it's for stuff like this.
Look at Ciampa's cardio.
Yeah.
And
he
they-
fires up.
And they don't even. Oh, yes.
Oh, and he goes down.
Brilliant spot, that. Brilliant spot.
Wrestling is just fantastic.
And he gets him up. Go on. Air raid crash. Oh, go on.
My goodness.
This is amazing. Also, someone in the chat saying, I think Walter is really hurt. Walter's never hurt. He's a bear. He can't get hurt. He's
Look at him.
immune to pain.
He's made of stone.
Yeah. God.
Well, even though we're only at like an hour and 5 minutes into the main card, even if the rest of WrestleMania week is garbage, we've had this show.
Oof, man. This is fun.
Yeah.
Oh, Ciampa. Going for the fairy tale ending.
That's ambitious.
Oh, yeah. Oh. He's still keeping it locked in, though. That's cool.
Ooh. Fighting it.
Go on, Ciampa. Nice. That's really cool.
Oh,
It's
wow.
a fairy tale ending. Go on. God. Tell you what, I've not been super into everything Ciampa's been doing recently. They're really selling me on Ciampa again, man. I'm just like,
Yeah.
God, I just want Ciampa to win now. Oh, this is great. This is great. Brilliant storytelling.
Absolutely. It's so simple. Like a match like this is just so easy, but it's
Yeah.
great every time.
Oh, straight into a sleeper. Let's go.
Oh, but the hand.
Oh, Ciampa. It's the injured arm that he worked over earlier. Psychology.
this.
Oof. Brilliant.
Oh, what a German
God.
suplex.
Big German. Oh my God.
That could be it.
He just murdered him with that clothesline.
That's
love
another
that.
reason I
Sorry, go
love Walter so much, just because I buy anything he does as a finish.
Yeah, totally. Yeah. Because he's got about 17 different finishes as it is. So, yeah. It's all great.
He's a perfect wrestler.
Yeah. I also love the fact that at the time that Walter started lifting Ciampa into the German, Ciampa was holding onto the ropes. He's like, I don't care. You're going anyway.
Yep.
Doesn't matter.
Well, if Walter says you're going to go, like, you're going to
Oh, yeah,
go.
you're going. Yeah.
He's biting
Ciampa's
him.
biting the hand.
Ooh.
Oh. Ciampa getting the armbar in.
Oh, with the fingers.
I know, yeah. Also, I'm very curious. Shane Hunt in the chat said, this is honestly the first time I've ever seen Walter. I'm very curious to know what you think. Obviously, we're talking up Walter big time, but I'm curious as to what your opinion is for first time watcher.
Yeah. Oh, man. I mean,
Man.
I don't think we have been shy with our feelings about Walter during this match.
No, not at all. Not at all.
You know, me screaming, he's a perfect wrestler. He's perfect.
He's perfect.
He's perfect.
He's just perfect. Ciampa just mauling Walter. That's great.
Oh man, I feel. Oh, they're gonna do like the triple threat tag next.
Oh God,
I feel bad for like anyone who has to follow this, but like,
Oof, man.
I mean, that match should be fantastic as well.
I mean, yeah, because you always think like, oh, well, you need a match to recharge, but you really don't. Takeovers have proven
don't.
you can just have 5 great matches.
Yeah. But again, see, that's where I think NXT has benefited from stuff like that, because you don't necessarily need like a recharge match. You just need something different.
Yes,
You know?
100%.
You need a change of pace. You don't want to just watch another of what you've just seen, which is why I think a lot of WWE pay-per-views have suffered from that, because so many of their matches are just so similar.
They're formulaic, yeah.
Yeah, but this match is not going to be anything like the triple threat tag.
No, not at all. Which is great. And that's why NXT TakeOver New Orleans is still probably my favorite takeover, because all 5 matches are so entirely different from each other. You get so much variety on the one show. It's a brilliant card from top to bottom.
Yeah. I always flip-flop,
my
go
God.
back and forth. Oh, dear Lord.
I'm sorry. Walter's in the air.
Oh, my God. Oh, my God.
Oh, God. Super air raid crash.
Oh. I was like, are they about to beat Walter?
Yeah.
Are they really?
legit.
Oh, my God.
Imagine.
Oh. But yes, I go back and forth between New Orleans and New York for my favorite takeover. Because I just like, they're in my opinion, like bell to bell, I think they might be the 2 best WWE shows ever.
Yeah.
What a match.
What a great match. I'm enjoying myself so much.
It's matches like this where it's like, you actually could fight forever. It's like, I don't want this match to ever end.
Yeah. Also, it's always a brave person. It's always a brave man that chops Walter. Because you're going to get it back. The harder you chop, the harder he's going to chop you back.
I would be so scared.
Oh, man. This is a big chops to Walter as well.
Oh, he just runs through it.
Go on. Chopping match. God.
I wonder how many veterans would hate working with Walter because of the chops.
Yeah.
Oh, great spot.
Oh, that's fun. It's trying to like the throat.
Oh, his neck! Ciampa's neck!
On Ciampa's neck! No! You can't do that to Ciampa. Big powerbomb. Roll through. Get him again.
Hey, that'll do it.
And the pin.
Oh, no, it won't!
Oh,
What?
God!
What?
Ciampa! You monster! Oh, my God.
Inconceivable.
Intangible. Psychotic.
Intangible. Unbeatable.
Unbeatable. Oh, my God. This is so much fun.
Oh.
Get him in the sleeper. he just threw him. He just threw him from his neck.
Oh, is he going to beat him with a chop? He beat him with a chop. He's the best
beat him with
wrestler
the
of all
chop,
time.
just straight up. God, I love it. I love it so much.
Oh my God, that's like my favorite finish ever. He
That was
beat him
so
with
cool.
a chop.
He literally just chucks him, get him up, down you go, and he pins. That was great. That was great. Loved it. Loved it. Loved it. Loved it.
Wow.
What a great match. Just when you get the high point of Ciampa kicking out, Walter just goes, "No, F your dreams. Get out of here, Ciampa. I'll chuck you over here."
Like I'm sure it's happened on like indie shows and whatever. I can't remember ever seeing a match end with a chop.
With a chop, right? Yeah.
Just a open hand chop.
Because the whole time his right arm was being worked over. So the whole time he was chopping Ciampa, it was with his left arm. And that one, he just went for it with the right arm and just went, "Nope, screw it. I'm using my right." Bang.
Dude, sacrifice it. Oh, what a match.
Oof.
God of pro
Incredible.
wrestling, man.
Incredible.
Oh, fantastic stuff.
Oof. 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 Man, what a great match. God, I love Walter so much. And Ciampa was amazing, of course. Brilliant match. Brilliant match. That
Wrestling
as well.
just makes me so happy.
The entire weight of Walter on you after a powerbomb, just pressing down on you. And Ciampa's like, "No, I'm going to kick out, mate. That's fine."
Yep.
He's looping in there.
Boom. That's it.
Bang. That's all you need. Just the chop. That's all you need.
Fantastic. Fantastic.
Incredible
Whoever just said, you know what? I think the finish should be a chop. That person deserves a raise or a bonus or something.
Yeah. And the whole psychology of the match being around Walter not getting the chop off with his right arm, but as soon as he does, bang, that's the finish.
Yep.
Brilliant. Imperium flanking him as well. Love it. Walter's chest is pretty messed up.
Oh,
great comment from Matt Ralph in the chat saying that match was free, but you have to pay to watch Braun versus Shane.
Right? Oh, God.
Right.
Really makes you think.
Oh, is this another one of them vignettes for Ty Valkyrie, I think, isn't it? The dog.
Yeah.
Goodness me.
Little puppy.
Oh, man.
I'm sorry, what?
Frankie Monet. That's her name now.
Frankie Monet.
Yeah, that's her name now.
All right.
On Tuesday, we find out, apparently. As a reminder, if you can get in your ultra chats that we're going to be going through, WrestleTalk.com/support, and we'll be going through every single one of them before we get out of here today. We've got one here from Issa Smith that says, correction from earlier, I thought Pete Dunne was night 2. Excited for anything that he's in. Genuinely my favorite wrestler from NXT. Joint manipulation and mat wrestling is so good for storytelling. I'm so invested in every match he's in. Totally fair. Yeah.
He's brilliant.
Great match.
Yeah.
Cheetah. Yeah.
Yeah. I wish he's another one of those guys where it's like, oh, he's just so good. He's great at being Pete Dunne. I just wish he was like 4 or 5 inches taller.
Oh, I feel that.
For his sake. Like, I don't care about how big people are, but there's another certain fellow who wears a suit and calls all the shots in WWE who might have a little something to say about it.
Yeah, that's fair. I also can relate to wanting to be 4 or 5 inches taller. Yeah.
Hey, me too.
Yeah, that checks out. We got one here from Jay Zephyr that says, I just had a thought and it made me kind of sad. I feel that Johnny Gargano and Austin Theory are the NXT version of Miz and Morrison. Of course, it's with a tad more credibility, but the talk of him being annoying earlier made me think of it. The NXT version being the better version, yes, but similar kind of vibes. I feel you kind of. I wouldn't compare them to Miz and Morrison because I think they are significantly worse. Miz and Morrison, that is. But I get what you're trying to say.
Yeah, like they're the annoying heel team is the comparison. But I mean, both Johnny Gargano and Austin Theory are like good wrestlers, whereas John Morrison is a good wrestler, but his partner is not.
I'm also. Yeah, they just had a little promo segment between Bronson Reed and Johnny Gargano, and Johnny just saying, I'm going to win tomorrow. I was going to say, like, well, actually, Johnny Gargano is a really good promo, but then I realized that actually Miz is a really good promo when he wants to be. So I say when he wants to be. When he's given the right stuff, he can be.
Yeah. See, like, my problem with The Miz, and I didn't think I would be talking about The Miz and my issues with him on an NXT TakeOver stream. Yeah. But, like, my problem with The Miz is that he has really good delivery of his material, but nothing he's ever done, with the exception of like maybe the Daniel Bryan promo on Talking Smack years ago. With the exception of that, I've never wanted to watch a Miz match because of a Miz promo. And that's like the goal of the promo, is to sell yourself and the match that you're involved in.
I can't think of any off the top of my head. But yeah. You might be right.
I don't know that there's ever been a Miz match that I've been like, gotta see that one.
Yeah, that's fair. Someone asking in the chat, why were the tag titles vacated, the NXT tag titles? Because Danny Burch got injured.
Yep.
So they had to vacate them. So now we've got the triple threat here. MSK have just made their entrance. We've got Legado del Fantasma coming out now. That's a pretty cool mask.
I was just going to say.
Yeah.
Very good
that
look.
the dude's got on. And we go to a black screen to go to an ad break that we won't get because we're on the WWE Network.
Kind of looks like it's a little bit different. And this might be a deep cut for those who aren't necessarily as well versed in the independent scene. But it looks a little bit like Airwolf's mask.
I don't know that one.
Well,
actually.
he's I forget which one he is. He's the older one of I think he's Darius of Top Flight in AEW.
Ah, right, yeah, with you.
Because I think it was Airwolf, and I want to say like Golden Angel, something like that. Both really cool masks. But I was a big fan of Airwolf and didn't make the connection that that's who that was until fairly recently.
I was hoping there was going to be a Grizzled Young Vets promo, but Zach Gibson's not got a mic, and that makes me sad.
Yeah. I really do want to be right. Yeah. I really do want to be right for the sake of wrestle votes and everything, but I really could see these guys winning it.
For the sake of what? Sorry, Tempest?
Wrestle League? Did I say something different?
You said wrestle votes. That's something very different.
That is something very different.
Also, it's about time that I get out the crisps. We're getting snacky, boys. We're getting snacky.
Oh man, we're getting snacky. Must be nice.
Shoes off, says Josh. I agree. Shoes off if you hate Zach Gibson.
Oh, that's interesting. You know, they're doing the every team has a man in version of this.
They're doing the correct way to do this match. I hate the other one. I hate the other version of this of a triple threat tag that they do, where only two teams are active. I hate it. It leads to some really weird psychology when people are tagging out to teams that aren't themselves. It's just weird.
I think it was goodness. It would help if I could speak. I think it was Matt Raywalt when he was on Quizlemania recently, where he talked about the four-way match that they did for the tag titles at, I think, Clash of Champions in 2017 when the Rusev Day stuff started, and how that was like the one time they decided to do like every team has a man in. And they were just like, okay, I guess the rules are just different tonight. Let's try and figure out a new plan for this match. But I agree, this makes a little bit more sense.
I thoroughly enjoy it because it's a triple threat, but just happens to also be a tag match. Instead of being a tag match that has three teams in it, it's a triple threat.
Oh, that was an interesting move. This is not, though. I don't like the Bronco Buster, and I've never liked the Bronco Buster.
Always hated it, but hey-o.
You know, like, it's one thing if, like, Maria is doing it, because WWE didn't put a lot of emphasis on the Divas division at the time.
Sure.
But it's not a serious move.
No.
Oh. That was a nice kick, though.
An interesting point I saw from someone in the chat. Sorry, I've missed your name because it's already scrolled past. Why would anyone listen to the referee in this match? Because there's no DQs. It's a triple threat.
Yeah. I mean, the only thing, because again, this comes up in every version of this match where there's like a no DQ tag, where it's like, just double team them. What's stopping you?
No
the
DQs.
The only thing that I have seen pointed out is that you still have to make legal tags. Like there's still a legal man.
Right.
But still, like grab a chair.
Yeah.
Get his brains out, you know? Yeah. I don't know. These matches always have kind of like that funky kind of psychology where you have to kind of forget about the rules in order to enjoy it.
Yeah.
You know? It's like if you think too hard, it doesn't make as much sense.
Which, to be fair, you have to do to watch wrestling anyway.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know why that is just sort of like the line that people draw in the sand. It's like, no, I believe that when you whip that man into the ropes, he keeps running and has no say over it.
Yeah.
But why are they still following the rules?
Speaking of the Bronco Buster and not being great, reminds me of the good vibrations that Shinsuke does.
Mm-hmm.
Totally amazing as a taunt. Shouldn't be doing any sort of damage to the opponent.
Right.
Really dumb when that happens, when they start selling it. It's like, guys, you didn't do anything.
Yeah.
Weird.
Yeah. Because, like, it was funny. The first time that I actually saw a Shinsuke Nakamura match was live, which is probably not... Yeah, it was probably not the case for most people.
Oh, yeah.
But he wrestled on a Ring of Honor show that I was at before I started watching New Japan. Like, I knew who he was, but I wasn't really, like, in tune with, like, you know, his mannerisms and everything. Like, he did the come on thing, and I was like, oh, he's just being weird in this match. I guess this is a spot on the show. But that was another thing where he was doing the good vibrations kick in the corner. And I was like, well, that's odd. Why is... I think he was facing, like, ACH or something. It's like, why is ACH selling this move?
Yeah.
A pretty nice dive there from MSK.
That was great, yeah.
Oh, very nice.
Speaking of cool dives, hot damn, that was fun.
I wonder how people will look back at this 2-night takeover. You know, like I figure it'll have like a weird place in people's minds when they try and like rank takeovers or say like which one is great. Because I mean, this first night of this has been, you know, bloody amazing. But are they going to then take the first night and the second night and consider it one long show? Or are they going to be like, oh, well, night one was amazing, but then night two was whatever night two ends up being?
Oh, man. Personally, if I was ranking them, I'd rank them as two separate shows. Simply because they're both five match cards, not including the pre-show, which is what a takeover normally is. So they're basically their own separate takeovers 2 nights in a row.
Yeah.
So that's generally what I'd go for. Yeah, I agree with Alex Smith in the chat as well. I don't think I'd mind Legado winning here. I'd prefer Grizzly John Vex or MSK, but I'm not overtly against them winning. Yeah,
I mean, I don't know. When I was looking over the card and everything and going through the Wrestle League voting and predictions and whatnot, it just like they just seemed like the third team involved. You know, because the other two were the finalists in the Dusty Cup, and then you just throw in Legado del Fantasma, which I mean, like I'm fine with. They're a great team. You know, they're both really good wrestlers, but I don't know. It just kind of seemed like the extra man here, but they've been known to go that way sometimes. You know, WWE likes to have that one match on the card that people weren't expecting the results. And I feel like this could be the match.
Yeah.
You know, because like you're not really hurting anybody if you have Legado del Fantasma win.
This is good fun though.
Yeah.
Nice change of pace from the Water Champ one.
Yeah. I think I just got so invested in my love for Walter.
Yeah.
That even now, like I'm seeing this and I'm just like, yeah, I'm enjoying it.
Yeah.
But the referee just jumped out of the ring for some reason.
Might be checking on someone at ringside.
Yeah, it could be. Although I think, oh no, one of the Grizzly Young Vets is still there. I was gonna say, I thought everyone was accounted for. Tag team wrestling. You know, this is the first time the NXT tag titles have been defended on a takeover in like a year.
That's crazy.
I couldn't believe it. Like, it just, every time it came around, I was like, oh yeah, there's no tag title match on the show.
Mm-hmm.
Why is that a thing? You know? Because, like, for a while, it was like they were in the War Games match, you know, so it's like, yeah, I get that. That's fine. But when Breeze Ango were the tag champions for TakeOver, like, 30 and 31, they just, like, weren't on the show. So good, though.
Nope. Drake from behind nearly.
Because, like, there was that stretch of TakeOver events where, like, the most anticipated match on almost every show was the tag title match.
Mm-hmm.
Ironically, it was when the Revival were on top for, like, a year. But, I mean, they would just always had the best matches. And then after that, of course, was when the Undisputed Era were tag champions.
Uh-huh.
Also fantastic. God, NXT was great. Oh, what a dive that was.
Jesus. That's a great hot tag.
Oh, great kick. We still don't know what MSK stands for, do we?
Not a clue.
It's just 3 letters.
Sounds cool when put together.
Machine Son Kelly.
Yep, that's exactly it.
First guess.
Mildly salivating kitchen. Yep, that's what it is. Got it.
Yep. Oh, this is interesting. Oh, God. Oh, God.
Oh, no, I hate this.
Okay, they cut him off. Oh, thank God.
I thought that was going to be a dive there.
I
And that
was
would have been
terrified.
nasty. Yeah.
It's like, when I say I hate it because it looks dangerous and I don't want anyone to die, but I've always hated the Road Warriors finish.
Uh-huh.
You know, just clotheslining a dude off of another dude's shoulders. And I was like, oh, God, I really don't want to see someone run and do that.
Nice. He did the AJ Styles moonsault into the neckbreaker thing.
Yeah.
Nice. Good power as well.
It has picked up, but this match was a bit slower than I thought it was going to be, at least at the start.
Yeah. His hot tag's been really good, though.
Oh, yeah.
He's putting his hand inside the turnbuckle. What a genius. Love him. Oh, that's a really good spot.
Yeah.
It's a really good spot. Really ingenious.
Can't remember what, like, there was a famous match where someone did that. Was like putting their fingers in the middle of the turnbuckle. I don't remember which one it was.
Saying the gates, come on. He ain't gonna tap. He's there. He's being stopped by Drake. No, he's gonna get up and he's gonna fall into him.
Yeah. Oh.
No, he's got him.
Oh, he catches his hand like a great
so he can't
partner.
tap.
I will not relieve you from this torture, brother. Oh my goodness.
Jeez. That was fun. Mendoza's got Drake.
All right.
That's fun.
Yeah, that was slightly less spectacular than I was expecting. Like, I was expecting the craziest move I've ever seen, but
I feel like that's
it's still good. Yeah. I thought he was going to do like a shooting star press off the dude's back.
Oh,
I was like, oh my God. Oh, it's just a splash. But it's cool.
Oh, go on.
Ooh.
Close. Close. God. I'll be right back. Ah!
Run, Chopper, run. Oh, this match has been really good. I know we were just talking about how like NXT shows don't often feel like they have like the come down match. This match has felt a little tiny bit like that for me personally.
I will say though, it's not over yet, and I'm thoroughly enjoying myself. So it still definitely could be another great match. I mean, it's still on course to be a great match. Drake.
Oh goodness.
Oh my god. All right.
I love it anytime a wrestler needs to run and jump off of something, and they do like the 20 tiny little steps.
It's always the way.
Yeah.
Oh god, that looked brutal as well.
Like a burning hammer and a foot stomp.
Yeah, this has been really fun. Really enjoying this.
This is a cool visual.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be the Dusty Classic guys on either side of the ring. This is cool.
So we're saying Legado wins, yeah?
If they're both going to be in NXT, I like the idea of these two teams as rivals.
100%.
You know, like being
the
new
eternal rivals, yeah.
Yeah, like being the DIY
Let's go!
revival teams.
Yeah. I'm into it. Oh, go on.
Oh my god, that was crazy.
That was fun. That was
Wow.
very fun.
Let's go, MSK. Give me those points. Oh, big move,
nice.
Big move. And let's go. I love it.
Solid stuff. Really love that. Great match.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I had vets, but I'm perfectly okay with MSK winning. I really like like you said, setting up the whole Grizzly John Vets and MSK being the rivals. I really like that.
Yeah. Because like for so long now, like the tag division has just kind of been like aimless. Like it's just a few teams battling over the belts. I'd love to see these guys like wrestle on TakeOver again. Maybe not the next one, but like the one after that.
For sure. Yeah.
Oh, so good. So good.
Really great spots in this match as well.
Yeah.
Like this one, just stopping him tapping, literally grabbing his arm and stopping him from tapping out. It's great.
Great moment. That was from one of the DIY revival matches too, wasn't it?
Yeah. But it was but then they ended up tapping anyway. I think that's when they actually won in Toronto. I think.
Yeah, that was the revival stopped each other from tapping for a bit, and then they both tapped.
And then
out
they
together.
both tapped at the same time. Yeah, yeah. Great spot that. God, yeah.
Great match.
Yeah. Well, let's see if we've got any more Ultra chats here. We're going to be getting into them now because we're going to be going into the main event shortly. It's going to be Shirai versus Raquel Gonzalez for this night, and then we've got night 2 tomorrow, which Tempest and I will be back for, again, doing more live reactions right here on the WrestleTalk Podcast channel. Cheap pop. And so we'll be back again for that tomorrow. But yes, we're going to get into your Ultra chats now. WrestleTalk.com/support. We'll be doing it now and after the main event, and then that will be that. So, Mayulas, sorry if I butchered that name. Walter versus Ciampa, one of the best matches this year. However, I think it just ruined the rest of WrestleMania for me. Either way, TakeOver being good, what a surprise.
What a shock.
Yeah, I know. And yeah, what a match. God, loved it.
Yeah, I've kept a list of my my top 10 favorite matches of the year, and that has found its way on it. I don't think there's any way that it couldn't.
Yeah. Bloody great. Love that.
Look at these rascals.
And they've got their own graphics on the back screen as well. And new tag team champions. Great. Anthony Walsh says, do you think Triple H is waiting to take over to promote the smaller guys because he knows Vince will never go for them. Also, love the work you guys are doing. For a guy who runs a pub, been out of work for a while, you guys have kept me sane. Well, I'm glad we could help in whatever small way we can. Thank you for being awesome and watching and supporting. And I don't think Triple H is waiting for a takeover to try and push smaller guys, because I don't think Vince is actually going to be leaving in the next while, 10, 15 years at least.
Yeah, see, that's the thing.
Dude's immortal.
We but we think of Vince as like this really old guy. Like, anytime now he could step down. He's like 75.
He's 75, yeah.
He could be the head of WWE for another 10 years.
At least. I'd say 15.
Yeah. Like, that wouldn't shock me whatsoever. So, like,
Not at
all this talk of, like, Triple H takeover, you might be waiting quite a while.
You have to wait like 20 years for that to happen, man. Like, I don't know.
Oh, man.
God, yeah, I'm pumped for night 2. They're showing all the matches right now that are going to be on night 2 tomorrow. I'm really excited for night 2 as well. Like, night 1's been great, but I am pumped for night 2.
Well, yeah, because, I mean, like, Louis was on here earlier talking about how he was surprised they didn't load up this card to go head-to-head with Dynamite. I mean, sucks to be Dynamite tonight.
Yeah.
You know, I was looking forward to watching it, like, you know, after the fact, of course, but I mean, a lot of the times it's either close or I think AEW has a better show. I don't think there's much Dynamite can do this week to beat this one.
No, not really. We'll see what happens in their main event segment, but I don't think that anything's going to beat this. Even if you know Andrade shows up, you're like, oh, that's a really cool moment, but like, NXT will still be the better show.
Yeah. I mean, this has been, honestly, I would put this up there among the best takeovers so far.
Really?
You know, like,
wow.
Maybe I wouldn't say like top 1 or 2 or anything like that, because I do think that New Orleans and New York are like really good.
Yeah.
But if you said that this show was like top 5 takeovers, I don't think I would argue with it.
I could believe it. It has been great, top to bottom, really.
Yeah. That Walter and Ciampa match just chef's kiss, perfection.
What a great match.
Oh,
it's a cool little video package for Gonzalez versus Shirai. You kind of forget how dominant she's been, Gonzalez, a little bit.
Yeah, because I mean, like, it was right at the start of the year. But her match with Rhea Ripley on NXT, the last woman standing match, that was one of the best matches I'd seen all year.
Yeah.
You know, just
that
like
was a what, Halloween Havoc?
No, that was this year. I think it might have been the first episode of NXT.
What was on Halloween Havoc then?
They did the tables, ladders, and scares match.
Right.
I think it was like Candice LeRae and Io Shirai in a TLC match for the title. Raquel may have done something else. I don't remember. I was probably watching Dynamite.
I'm gonna look it up because I'm curious now. When was it? Rhea Ripley, Raquel Gonzalez, last woman standing. Yeah, it was the beginning of this year.
Yeah.
Rhea Ripley versus Raquel Gonzalez, Halloween Havoc. What did they do for that then? God, get out of here.
Oh, man.
So, did they just have a match? Was it just a singles match?
It's possible. I don't know if I ended up watching that show, to be perfectly honest.
That's all it says on WWE's videos. Just Rhea Ripley versus Raquel Gonzalez, Halloween Havoc.
Yeah.
But the last woman standing was beginning of this year. You right.
All right. Oh, my God. I can't get over how, like, small Io Shirai looks standing next to Raquel.
Yeah, compared to Raquel, Jesus, yeah, she's not like that small.
She's pretty small.
Compared to Raquel, she's tiny.
Yeah. And they keep showing clips from the women's War Games match,
mm-hmm.
which I feel like the crotchety old man when that match comes up.
Sure.
I think that was my least favorite NXT match, like at least of the year last year.
Really?
I didn't like it.
Man, That's crazy. I loved it. Loved that match.
Everybody was like, "Oh, the trash can! She put a trash can on her head and jumped off the cage." And I was like, "Yeah, I mean, I liked that. I enjoyed that as well." But like the baby faces having the advantage in the War Games match just ruined it for me. According to Scott Young, Io is 5'1".
I don't believe that.
That can't be the case.
That's not
astronomically
right.
small.
She's not, because she's taller than Dakota Kai, right? Oh, it's Shirai. Cool.
Oh yeah. She signed, didn't she?
And Stephanie McMahon, who, as we know, created women's wrestling. Also, neither of them wearing masks. Come on, guys. Everyone else in the crowd is doing it. Join in, will ya? Crikey. Get
At
the
least
spirit.
have a mask and be like, haha, hi, I'm the new girl.
In fairness, though, Scott Young, according to Google, Rhea Ripley's like 5'7", which is just wrong.
According to healthyceleb.com, I don't know.
Sure.
Io Shirai is 5'1.5" tall.
That's bonkers.
That's wild. That's so small.
Yeah, that's
One
ridiculous.
of the friends that I made at wrestling school is a girl who is like really short, like maybe 5 feet tall.
Sure.
So I'll let her know that there's hope for her. But oh man,
just needs to be as good in the ring as Io Shirai, and you're fine.
A very high standard to meet.
Yeah.
I would love. This would be very difficult to compile, but I would love if someone put together like a chart of people's build heights and their actual heights, just to see how far off everything is.
Rey Mysterio being 5'6" is nonsense. He's way smaller than that.
Well, yeah. I mean, I've got a picture of myself stood next to Rey Mysterio, and like I'm like 5'9". And Ray is more than 3 inches shorter than me. He's like 5'4" or something.
Easy.
Which is weird. Wouldn't you want him to come off smaller? Like his thing is that he's small.
I think that their default is they're a male, add a couple inches.
Yeah.
To them. It's just what they do. I love Io's music and her entrance and Io. As a whole, she's fantastic.
Yeah, I wish she would have had like more to do as women's champion. You know, it just kind of felt like it's like honestly kind of the same way as like Hikaru Shida in AEW, where she's just kind of been the champion for a long time and is therefore important. But like I would struggle to remember any like really big moments from Io Shirai's reign as NXT Women's Champion. Like I think I've liked all of her matches, but I don't know. Like this wasn't Asuka's reign or Shayna Baszler's reign, where you remembered like every title match that she had.
Yeah. I feel like every Shayna title match that she had felt so important because it's like, right, this is the one where she's losing.
Yeah.
And then she didn't. And you go, right, this is the one where she's losing. And then she didn't. Every time.
Well, it was also like, it was so crazy because she was in NXT for just so long that she had her first reign as women's champion still lasted like 4 or 5 months, like a good lengthy reign. Lost it for like 2 months and then won it and held it for over a year.
Yeah.
So it felt like you got for like 2 years worth of her title reigns.
Intangible powerhouse, by the way, for Raquel Gonzalez.
Not unbeatable, though.
Not unbeatable, just powerhouse. No. Intangible fearless for Shirai.
Who comes up with these things?
I don't know. What was the thing I was going to mention? Interestingly, yeah, because they're on TV, They have 11 minutes left. That's it. They can't overrun.
Yeah. I don't like that. That's a shame.
So I get the feeling this match might be quite
worse.
short.
Hey, maybe Gonzalez just squashes her, like beats her.
Totally could. Totally could.
At least if they did that, I would feel like that was their decision. You know, like they weren't forced into having like a shortened match.
Oh, massive big boot.
But we'll see. Immediately out the gate, it doesn't look like that's the case.
No. Though it could be. Very dominant from Gonzalez. Shirai gets a hope spot. Gonzalez wins, kind of thing.
Yeah. I mean, the Karrion Kross Tommaso Ciampa match last year was like a few minutes.
Yeah. Shirai going for a Hurricane Rana. Denied.
Oh, denied it. Oh.
And another. Oh, nice. That was a good counter.
Another.
Apparently people are correcting me. NXT always overruns, apparently. Good to know.
That's right. Andy complains about it like every week that he has to cover NXT. Because everyone finishes their Dynamite coverage, is like, all right, off to bed. And he's like, no, take me with you.
NXT still going.
Yeah.
Nice.
But that's okay, Andy. You won't have to deal with that after next week because I'll be doing the live results for NXT because I'll be watching it anyway.
And then you'll be doing the review with me on a Wednesday. Hell
Very
yeah.
exciting, really.
Right here on the WrestleTalk Podcast channel. Make sure to subscribe for NXT reviews. That's a cool catch from Gonzalez.
Kind of like I like Io's gear. I like the
Same.
green. Yeah, someone in the chat earlier, I don't know who it was, but someone in the chat when the Gauntlet match was on and Dexter Lumis came out,
Yeah.
they said something like, well, what does Tempest like in NXT? Dexter Lumis is the only thing I don't like on this show.
DQ? That's just a DQ.
Yeah, you can't do that.
That's just a DQ. That's just ref that's a DQ ref. Referee. Mr. Ref, that is incredibly lenient.
Yeah.
That is a disqualification.
See, like at least I don't like it when they do it in New Japan either.
Yeah.
But at least in New Japan, they run with the story that like, ooh, that looked
God, that looked rough.
landing. At least in New Japan, they do the thing where they say Red Shoes considers these big title matches to be like a playoff game in a real sport.
Sure, yeah.
Where it's like put the whistles away, like
And
let
it's
them fight.
it's the referee's choice to keep it going and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Whereas
like,
WWE is very strict to like these are the rules, they must be followed, kind of thing.
except when they're not.
Except when they're not, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was weird.
Yeah.
Like if she have let go of it, maybe it was just like a miscommunication thing, and maybe she was supposed to let go like a second earlier and the ref wasn't supposed to see, but I don't know.
Yeah. Gosh, she really is massive. Oh,
It's huge. Wow, that was cool.
I just remembered like going back to the conversation we were having about like real and fake heights. I remember seeing a tweet at some point last year where someone brought up the build heights for Adam Cole and Zack Sabre Jr.
Sure.
On Google or something, they both say 6 feet tall. And then they put a picture of them standing next to each other. And
Yeah.
Zack Sabre Jr. is like 8 inches taller than Adam Cole.
Oh,
Well, Io Shirai's just going through it in this match.
yeah. She's kind of getting destroyed right now.
But this has been good too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Should be mentioned.
Really solid so far. Enjoying it.
Thought that was a 3 count. That was odd.
That was a what? Did he count 3 times, or did he count once and then have to restart the count and count
I feel
twice?
like that's what it was, but it definitely.
Because I feel like he hit the mat 3 times.
I think there was a moment like that in another one of the matches too, where like come on, if you jump down to make the count, that can just be 1. You don't have to then start 1, 2. Yeah. I don't know.
For someone asking in the chat, tomorrow's 3 p.m. UK time podcast review will be of AEW Dynamite. We'll be doing live reactions for night 2 of TakeOver tomorrow, and then on Friday, Tempest and I will be back doing a podcast review of both nights of TakeOver on the Friday.
We get to talk about Walter some more.
Mm-hmm.
Can't wait. Oh, God. Oh, very nice.
Nice.
Oh, double foot stomp out of the Hurricane Rana.
Oof. Love it. Love it.
Oof.
Time for me right now is 4 minutes until 3 a.m. for me. Someone else get in the chat.
It's not that bad.
Oh no, regular WWE shows are much worse.
Yeah. Like I'll be feeling for you guys when WrestleMania is on.
Yeah. Oh, fun.
Like oh, nice 619. I genuinely if I was you guys, if I were you guys, I would have like passed out watching WrestleMania 35, like going until 5:30 in the morning, just like nope. Very nice.
Nice.
Nice code red.
Very nice. Very nice.
I see Brian Murphy in the chat here asking if I've ever been to Halifax, and if so, will I swallow my pride and admit that it's the best city in Canada? No, I have not. I've actually I've very rarely traveled outside of Toronto when it comes to Canada. Been to Montreal, for whatever that's worth.
Oh, sure, I was going for the
her foot's in the rope. She's kicking it.
Sure, I was going for the moonsault, but managed to counter it into a bloody crossface. This is cool. And yeah, I love that Raquel was next to the ropes and has positioned herself more in the center of the ring. But that's cool.
Mm-hmm.
It's still cool. It allows a proper chase for the ropes. It's fine.
That is something that, like, since starting to wrestle, it's been something I pay attention to in matches a lot more.
100%.
You know?
100%.
Because that, to me, is probably the thing that you don't think about just as a fan as much, is just like, if you hit a move and you just stop and you're like, where am I? Where am I in the ring right now? Because it's really disorienting. And that was a really awkwardly but still nice moonsault.
It was a good moonsault. That's the thing with Shirai's moonsault. It never looks like elegant or graceful. It looks like it hurts.
Yeah.
Like,
and that's the
goal.
goal.
In a good way. In a good way.
Oh, yeah.
Oh. Nice to meet you, Aura.
I have, like, we haven't really touched on the stage hardly at all, but I really like the skull that they've got, you know?
Yeah. It's cool.
Like they've had stuff like in the eyeballs of the skull. Really cool. Really cool touch.
Yep. I like it. I also like the fact they've got the ramp that's flat going out to the ring.
Yeah.
I just generally like that in entrances.
It's one of the things that I've like gotten used to over the years, because I like never saw that unless I was watching old WCW stuff or like some TNA stuff. And when I was like, how'd she get up there?
I know where she is.
Oh. That looked like it hurt.
That must have really hurt.
Oh.
God, Io Shirai's amazing. Just diving from on top of the skull. That looked like a horrible landing, though.
Oh, like her leg and her hip.
Oh,
That's rough. Oh,
I mean, it was relatively safe in so much as like all the important bits, like her head, were nicely protected. But damn, hips and legs took a big ouchie on that one.
yeah, like once you get up high enough, there's no amount of like catch and roll that's gonna make something like that better.
No, exactly. Especially onto like the steel grating as well. There's no cushion on that one.
Yeah.
Goodness me. This is great.
See,
really enjoying this.
That would have been a really good moment to have Dakota Kai out there to just be another person to catch her. Whew.
That's fun. Here, you're getting back up. Going for the moonsault.
Okay.
Hits it. Is this going to be it?
Oh, they're kicking out of the finishers, brother.
Kicked out of the moonsault. That's a big deal. That's a huge deal.
Like, when you think about it, like, that was basically the finishing sequence for when she won the title.
Yeah?
Like, jump off of a big part of the set and then hit a moonsault and win.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if that's, like, intentional, but I like it.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell myself that it's intentional because it makes me like it more.
Sure.
Oh, big kick.
Oh, big boot. I quite like that as well in that big boot. Oh, hello.
Oh, goodness. The choke bomb
Christ.
on the outside.
I really like that the big boot from Raquel there as well. It wasn't like a dominant one. It was like as Shirai charged at her, she was like, "Oh God, let me put my leg up."
Yeah.
As leaning on the barricade, which is quite cool. Still selling like the moonsault.
Agreed. Yeah.
Great.
No, it was a very, very nice touch.
Let's go. Back in the ring.
What a great show. What a great show.
Yeah. Yeah. It's been a great show. Oh, Raquel's getting cocky. It's time for a Shirai comeback. There it is. Big
oh, goodness me.
Oh my God.
Turned her inside out.
Christ. You should be a commentator, Tempest. Just said exactly the same thing.
Oh, this is it. That's gotta be
massive. That's gotta be it, right?
That's it. New NXT Women's Champion.
She did it. Oh man.
You know, I thought they might have a difficult time being put in the main event just because like Raquel's kind of still green a little bit. Like she's experienced beyond her years, but I was like, if anyone's gonna have a bit of a difficult time, it might be her, but they just what a great main event.
That was awesome. Really happy for Raquel as well.
Yeah.
They've done a great job making her feel like a star.
When they want to do it, they still know how.
Right? And I'll say as well, like, this doesn't feel like it's out of place. I'm like, oh, she doesn't feel like NXT Women's Champion. Like, no, this feels good.
Yeah. I mean, it all made sense. You know, they've been building to this since at least War Games, and that was like 4 months ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got no complaints about this.
That was more than that. So it was November, so it's 6 months ago. So yeah.
No, you
it's April
silly,
now.
you silly chopper. War Games was in December this year. Fact check.
Shut up.
I have this job for a reason. It's because I don't actually have to check much. It's all in here.
Was it early December?
Yeah.
And it's 5 months. Fact check. 5 months.
Well, you got me.
I fact checked the fact checker. Get wrecked.
It's 4 months.
Great show. All in all.
It's 4 months.
Your 4 months.
I'm not letting this one go.
Great show.
Yeah. And look
Really
at that.
like
Like a 5 minute overrun.
Uh-huh.
just as the chat had said.
Yep. You know what? When they're right, they're right.
You know, a lot of the time the NXT, like, because the NXT women's belt is like a slightly smaller version of the NXT men's title.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't look like that on just about any of the women. On Raquel, it looks like a small belt.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like it looks a little undersized.
Oh, I didn't realize they were exploding the ring and the exploding barbed wire death match in NXT. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Look, they got the sparklers and everything.
Oh, Io's sad.
I could see Raquel being a pretty good babyface as well in the future. I
Yeah.
reckon.
You know,
She could be quite likable, I reckon.
It's a perfect example of just like, you know, someone like it's so easy to just turn a heel into a babyface because you just have them win all the time and be tough and not a geek.
Yeah.
So simple.
Yeah.
Love
Man, great show. Great show.
Loved it. Friggin-tastic.
Well done, NXT. Well done.
I'm gonna consider this like the actual start of WrestleMania week to me,
Absolutely.
at least, because I didn't watch Raw or the Hall of Fame. So to me, this is the start of the week.
Yes, it
Couldn't
is.
have picked a better way.
Absolutely. Your WrestleMania week starts right here on the WrestleTalk Podcast channel.
Bang bang.
If there's any more Ultra Chats, last chance to get those in. WrestleTalk.com/support. Tempest and I will be back tomorrow for the second night of TakeOver live reactions as well. And then we'll be doing a review of both nights of TakeOver on Friday as well. And we've still got on this channel, we've got the normal review of AEW Dynamite going up tomorrow as well. And then we've got the normal SmackDown review on Saturday. And we've got WrestleMania live reactions for both nights, all on the WrestleTalk Podcast channel. So much content. I love it.
Content.
Hashtag content. We've then got what seems to be the final Ultra Chat for now, unless there's any last minute ones that come in. We've got one from Benny Boy that says, Pete's new catchphrase, that's a DQ. It was a DQ.
Yeah. But what are rules, really?
It was a DQ.
No.
The ref saw it.
Yeah, I think we're right.
The ref saw it. It's DQ.
Yes. But also, Pete, before we go, this is perfect timing because we're wrapping up the show, and the Toronto Maple Leafs just won 3-2.
Yeah.
It's
That's
hockey night, baby. Let's go.
That's the most important thing.
Real sports.
Yeah. Anyway, I thought it was a great show. Fantastic show, all in all. I don't really have many or any complaints really about it. I'm really, really pumped for night 2. And thank you guys for joining us. All like nearly 1,000 of you that have been here basically the whole time. Really appreciate you guys coming out and watching along with us. We appreciate it a lot. And hopefully with no AEW Dynamite tomorrow, we might get a few more people in, fingers crossed, for night 2. We'll be back tomorrow. If you've not yet subscribed, you should do that. Leave a like on the video. You know all the stuff to do at this point. But join us again tomorrow for night 2 of TakeOver. We'll see you guys then. Good night. We've got a new NXT Women's Champion. Yeah. Jam that jam. Jam that jam.